Well, what's wrong?
I didn't press go live.
We're not live.
We're not live.
We done all that talking and we're not live.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So that whole conversation we just had, no one saw
You
it.
don't need to hear about that. That was just me and you.
So they never heard the intro.
No.
Nothing.
No.
This is crazy. Wait there. This is mad, Brent. This is wild. I don't even understand what's going on. My intro was clean, like everything. Like,
You see, this is why I don't like surprises, right? This is why I like to be prepared. I don't like last minute changes to big things that I'm involved in because there's likelihood that my freestyling is not going to be fresh. It's not going to be clean. Sorry, people. Margs Is Back. Here you go. Hey.
Yay.
We spoke about Esther. We spoke about Gambia and the connection to Jamaica.
Jamaica.
But the most important thing that Margs basically came to see and feel the essence of TDA, and he walked in and there was nobody here.
Proper, so like I said, I woke up all energized. I miss my brothers and sisters. I was saying, yeah, I need to see Esther. I want to see E-Man and that. I'm not sure if Gina would be here because it's not Monday, but it's the first day of the week. But I'm saying, yeah, let me forward and see the family and that. And I walk in there and it's empty. And I'm saying, wait there, what? I'm saying, what's going on? I was like, wait, 1 second. No one ain't here. All right.
Never mind. Shout out Gin and Gist. She came through the other day to see the project that we're working on, and she absolutely loved it. Shout out you. Shout out Yusuf. He came through the other day. He says hi, everybody. He's still getting people coming up to him now and again and saying, "Oh, I'm listening to TDA right now." That must have been uncomfortable. But shout out Yusuf.
Big up, big man. Yeah.
But he's back in the scene. Maybe I'll ask him to come in one day, just as a nostalgic thing. You get me? But anyway, he's good. He's blessed and highly favored. So anybody asking me how is Yusuf, now I'm not gonna just say go and ask him on Instagram like I did before. I can now say go to the 27th of May stream right at the top, and you can hear how he is. Anyway, it's going to be a nice, brief and curt episode today. We're going to give you the headlines. We're going to briefly talk about hugging etiquette. And I want to touch on a little footy. I ain't seen you in a while. Right? Oh, nah. What's your name? Are we still saying he's the top three keeper?
What, in the league?
In the world, wasn't that what you said? In the world?
Boy.
One of the best to ever do it?
Things changed. I never said he was one of the best to ever do it. He's supposed to be one of the best with his feet. But obviously, he got here and they told him not to do that stuff.
Oh, okay. They dialed down his sunshine.
You know what it is as well?
They clipped him.
You using your platform irresponsibly to talk on a black man is crazy. Yeah, especially knowing the stigma that black goalkeepers got. I thought you'd be here supporting him, but this is what you want to do. With great power comes great responsibility, Brent.
All right, then. I have been silenced. We are not going to talk about the frailties of this black king for United. Long may he continue to be between the sticks, right?
Somewhere.
But it's been a good season. Shout out Liverpool and that. Condolences for anybody who got hurt yesterday.
That was crazy.
It's still developing. Yeah.
That was wild. I saw that and it's just like...
But have you been seeing the videos?
Yeah, I got the videos. Pardon, sorry people. I got the videos on my phone.
So does it look like it's like a road rage thing? Like they will mash up his car.
Yeah, but they would be because he was running them over.
Yeah, but first of all, people were thinking it was some sort of terrorist like attacking it.
They would do. And you see how they got like the proper information out there as fast as possible.
No, that's been questioned, right? A 53-year-old white man, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's been questioned because
whether he's a white man or not.
Yeah, whether he's 53. Because the guy in the car didn't look 53.
I saw like the slow mo, so I just saw like white hands and shit. I never saw his face to know how old he is, or you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm saying that they got that information out there fast, just to make sure there's no riots. You know, like reform would have went crazy. One little piece of misinformation go out there, and then they're stringing people up like it's the 60s. Or further back, whenever they was they was hanging people in England in the 60s anyway. So.
Yeah, but it's nasty to kind of countenance like that kind of scenes, because obviously everybody was there celebrating and whatnot, and you can't really go anywhere, and then the whole car goes mowing through.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I'm seeing people flying over the whip. He's crushing people. He's lucky he made it out of there alive.
Yeah, I don't know how the car didn't get flipped over, and
I don't know how the police managed to get him. I respect the mob mentality, and I know that they went for him straight away.
Yeah.
But you know, like you always do that, if it was me, but I'm not even going to lie. I couldn't even, I don't know if I could have witnessed that. He would have been finished because I don't understand what this guy's doing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, to be there and witness that must have been
harrowing,
Yeah, just horrifying. Anyone that, like, there would have been so many like close calls and that. Yeah, I don't know how he made it out of there alive. They're going crazy. Even the people in the video, they're filming. They're going, kill him, kill him.
Yeah, I was hearing that.
Like, not mash him up, you know.
Yeah, kill him.
Kill him. Like, and I hear it. Like, I hear it. Like, what's he playing at? Has anybody lost their life in that from that?
I don't know. I think everything's just still like news is just coming out, dripping, drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop. So it's still very, very sad.
It's definitely sad, man. Sad news, thoughts and prayers go out to anybody that was injured. Anyone's family and all these things. 100%. That was nasty. Just want to flip in, just mar the event for no reason. I don't know what that must have been. No, let me not even. Anyway, he must have been a fan of an opposing team.
Why?
What?
Why? Why do you say that? Why must it be a United fan?
It could have been an Arsenal fan. I'm just saying. I don't know. It could have been. He couldn't have been a Liverpool fan and done that, surely. What? How did it start? Like, what was the reason behind it? Like, does anyone know?
I think that road still had traffic going through, and the parade obviously impeded it, and he needed to get somewhere or something. But I think his car being hit up and whatnot, obviously it frustrated him because he kind of backed up a little just to be like, get off, stop doing that. And then it continued.
So are we saying they was hitting this car before he plowed through them?
The videos I've seen since before he started mowing, I'm seeing them hitting the cars.
Okay.
And I don't know if it is they start hitting the car because he was moving when he shouldn't be moving and looking to kind of nudge people with the car. Because
people, obviously anyone who is there and see how all the road is and what's going on. It's like, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
Anyway, kind of thing.
Yeah. But in my mind, if there are cars on the road, in the center of the road like that, then that road must have been a functional road before it got engulfed by people. Because if it's blocked off, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
How were you able to be on that road? So maybe it was a spill over from another part of the parade and it now went onto that road.
Oh, you're saying that maybe that weren't like the official...
yeah.
It was just...
Yeah.
No, but even so, there's no excuse. But yeah, hey, I just don't. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I see the footage people sent to me yesterday. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And it's just like copycat stuff, though. Maybe because obviously they don't. I don't know what they're calling it, if it's a terrorist attack or whatever. But it just made me think of the guy done that the other day in New Orleans.
What happened in New Orleans?
Same thing.
As in a car?
Yeah, they had the parade in. There was something, I don't know if it was Mardi Gras or whatever was going on. You know, New Orleans is a party city, but it was all out there. And the guy's just down the street, just flying, just licked over bare people, moving crazy. That was a few months ago.
Okay.
You get me?
So you've been keeping up with the news even though you're not hearing it from TDA? Jeez, all right.
Here and there, I'm about.
To be honest, that's why we recruited you, because you cared about the news even before.
And I try and lock in sometimes. I catch little bits sometimes. You know, stuff that he's out doing.
Yeah, don't feel guilty, bro.
Still doing the heavy issues. Still talking disparagingly about me in my absence.
You're just saying that, thinking that it happens.
I watched it happen. I watched you and Gina tell me that I'm a bad for the black community.
When?
April.
What was the context? Let's say April. What was the context of the conversation we were having?
You was talking about E-Man, and with E-Man's thing, and you were saying that we're layered, and then you were saying that.
I said Emmanuel was layered.
Well, Gina.
That's a compliment.
Well, Gina was saying.
I'll just volunteer that information.
Yeah, and then you were saying about who's more detrimental to the black community or
Emmanuel
detrimental
or Margs?
to what we're doing here. Don't open your mouth like that.
Wait a minute, this is coming back to me. Wait.
Yeah,
it sounds familiar. No, the
sound
words
familiar.
you're using about detriment to the black community, but I put your name in it?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. No.
Let me look at this chat because let me see.
Detrimental to the black community.
Does anybody remember him and Gina?
Are you talking about Gina or are you talking about Esther?
Gina. You
saying
and
that
Gina.
You are detrimental to the black community. In what sense?
I'm detrimental to what the goal is for TNB. Like I'm detrimental. I'm not. I don't represent your core tenants, and I'm probably detrimental to like the nuclear family and stuff like that.
Oh, you're talking about cheating stuff.
Don't use that word.
The stupid word that people bandy around that means nothing to you.
No, I'm just saying those are
derogatory. Sorry,
derogatory,
sorry.
inflammatory words,
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to say. Like, come on, man. Let's concentrate. Concentrate.
All right, bring me back. Bring me up to speed.
Bro.
Bring me up to speed.
See, TC is right. If I'm not there, they kick my back in. Pause. But this is what they say. Like, this is what we're saying that. Basically, just what I'm saying that like who's more detrimental to what we're doing here to what to the thing.
It sounds familiar. Let me try to help you.
But it sounds familiar. You want to help me? Go on.
Did I not say it was Emmanuel as opposed to you?
You was there with your spoon. Just
thank you very much. So because when you're saying that I said something about you, that's not my default. I have to be in some sort of spirit in order to evoke your name in that particular sense, because in my mind somebody's going to get the information back to you.
You're saying
it's not going to be helpful for me.
You're saying that the stuff that me and Emmanuel say is dangerous, and then you said actually no, let's not use the word dangerous. And because Gina was saying that I'm influential, and then you're saying what type of people do you think he can influence and rest of it with some of the stuff that I say and my mindset. I remember this.
This is familiar. Yeah.
I watched this.
Wait.
Let me remind you. It was when Gina was talking about looking after Emmanuel's youth.
Okay.
Do you remember that time?
I mean, she looked after her for a day, so
it must have been that time.
Okay, well, cool. But in anything that I do, I always drop Emmanuel in it before anybody else, right? That's my, is it opus?
See, Davina says she remembers. They said out of the host, it's more detrimental. Christy vaguely remembers, but she not the context, which is surprising because obviously she's compromised. You know, you and Christy are very close, so that makes sense. It's all right, Bowie.
No. She would definitely just say the truth if it is that she remembered. Her being my friend has nothing to do.
It's just convenient. I know
she stands on business.
I know she got a good memory. She's taking notes.
No, fair. It sounds familiar.
Names.
It sounds familiar, but I'm sure that it wasn't in a disparaging way. Obviously, you're saying it with vagaries attached to it, and I can't correct how you feel. You could feel however you want to feel, to be honest, right? Mm. But I can't correct it because I don't have all the context. If you say more, then I'll be able to, this is why I said such and such. But me opening my mouth to say you are detrimental to TNB is mental. That's not a bar I would ever go for.
No, you just asking who is more detrimental to what we're doing here or to like the black community.
Who was detrimental to the black community? Why you hate yourself
with their rhetoric? This is my point. So you just in your bag.
If it's unfaithfulness stuff, then cool. Because if Gina was talking about men being monogamous, cool, innit? Because
that did come. She's saying basically with my attitude and the things that I'm saying, I'm not going to be contributing to the nuclear family, innit? With my ideologies and stuff like that. Do you get what I mean? So in that sense and in that respect, which is there, that's what was going on.
So she mentioned your name. She brought you in.
It was just you two here.
She's such a troublemaker. She does this sometimes, you know, and she comes across all innocent and whatnot. Then it says it's me. But I would be saying that it's Emmanuel because of the whole multiple wives and shelf life of eggs and whatnot.
I think that did come up, but then obviously I can't remember that bit because it wasn't about me. So,
there you go.
But you said some stuff.
Yeah. To be honest,
it's just disparaging things.
It's nice to have you here. Please treat this as a treat. Right?
I was gonna call Stephen.
What?
Hmm?
What did you say?
I was gonna call Stephen.
For Steve to do what? To tell you the context?
No, I was gonna ask what's the best route to go down if I wanted to sue for defamation.
So much rubbish, right?
All right, cool.
Anyway, 31st of May, like I told you, we're back at the Ned. We're celebrating Danielle's birthday. If you just see my name, if you just see Danielle's name, if you just see Rubina's name on the list and you don't see Margs or Emmanuel, it's because it's Danielle's birthday celebration. However, we're gonna be there celebrating our co-founder. Well, one of our co-founders. Obviously, you know, Steven's a co-founder now. Woo! It's good to be alive. But anyway, pull up 31st and in fact, I have to put the link somewhere. Never mind. I might put it on the first comment of this video. But anyway, Margs is back. And again, treat it like a treat.
The 31st of Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Saturday. It's after I get my blood taken from me.
I thought you were going to say after you get your T&B tattooed. Are you looking at your wrist?
I'm giving blood. I'm giving blood on Saturday.
Are you doing the drive, yeah? You part of the drive?
Yes. Yeah. First time, I'm really excited. Because then,
I can't come.
Yeah, no, you're traveling. I told them already. I told them Gina can't do it. I told them Esther can't do it because they just came from traveling and whatnot. But anyway, I'm gonna get excited because did you watch Sinners?
Yeah.
My brain is so wonderful. It's not wonderful if it is that you're listening to this because I'm everywhere. But I'm surprised sometimes how I'm looking at my hand to say something, but then I'm like, the more important thing is to find out if you've watched Sinners. Anywho, did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
How much you rate it? Out of 10?
I would give it, all things considered, 7.5 maybe.
All right. Did you enjoy the hoodoo elements?
The voodoo thing and all that.
Hoodoo.
The black woman that just knew what vampires were off the rip just because of her ancestors. Something just touched her spirit and said, "Oh."
Demi's auntie. Do you know that Demi is a born again Christian?
Is he?
Yes.
Pick
and he's also a practitioner of hoodoo.
Oh, he does both?
Yes.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to tap into the...
This is what he's been telling us.
The ancestors, because obviously we have been westernized. You know
this is it. He's there saying, right? The colonization has done a number on us.
Yeah.
So we should be embracing our culture far more than we are and not looking to demonize it.
Well, I saw something that was interesting. I saw like a white family.
Sorry, he practices Ifa, not hoodoo.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. Continue.
I saw like a white family, like a dad and his son, like these white guys, and then they're doing the whole. They're Muslim, innit? And I don't know how it got received online. Like there was in the thing like just saying, you know, like they have their Muslim phrases that they say when they're bigging people up. I don't know the language, but you know what I mean? Like they were doing the Muslim things. Just a nice message throughout the day. Praise be to Allah and obviously you know what people are like online. And it's just like the images of like this white man and his son. And they're white as they was born, they get me. doing the Islam thing.
Yeah.
Some people was like it didn't look right.
Yeah.
And I see some people saying like, this is how like black people look that do like the Christianity thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like he's like taking on something that's not really
Yeah.
yours. You get me?
Yeah.
And obviously, our old school traditions and our religions was frowned upon by the Europeans when they came in. So they came and whitewashed everything and villainized everybody. But obviously, we've lost our gods. You get what I mean? Like, so maybe there's something to it.
Not for me though.
Back. You say not for you?
Not for me. Not in the manner in which you've said that.
I hear it. Stockholm syndrome.
I would love to basically learn as much about the history of it, right? All of the knowledge as to how they communicate, the culture, the language, all of that. I would love to learn about it. But me practicing that kind of stuff, not for me. Not for me. But how about you? Lean into the voodoo a bit?
I don't know what I don't know, Brent. You know what I'm trying to say?
Until you know. Until you know what you're faced with. Do you want to do some more of this?
With everything, because it's about information.
Yeah.
You need like the right people, knowledgeable people, historians to come and school you on where you went wrong.
This is why, obviously, I have asked Emmanuel for there to be a week. Sorry, let me go back a bit. Somebody sent in a request for us during Pride Month to take every single day in that month.
What month?
Pride Month.
Okay.
You know Pride Month? Have you never observed Pride Month? A progressive man like you? Pride Month?
What like yay pride?
Yay pride?
Not sorry, I'm just
Yes.
Okay.
So they want us, just like how...
So when you say that for that Black History Month?
So they referenced what you did for Black History Month. Can you do that for Pride Month? And just highlight every day a gay hero or heroine.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. And then Iman said, I've been waiting for that particular month. Basically.
When is that?
He will let us know.
Okay.
It'll be a surprise.
Okay.
Anyway,
that'd be cool. That'd be interesting to see how you tackle that.
Yes, definitely. Especially seen as Emmanuel is going to be delivering it. So I said that to basically say, why did I say that? There was something else attached to that. No, it's gone. Anyway, it's not important until it's important again. Anywho, I have to be about my business. Like I said, treat this like a treat.
Brent's got to read the headlines because my iPad is out of commission for whatever reason. It's been a while. It's been a while. So Brent's just going to blitz through them. Are you going to do it in segments or are you going to just...
all together.
You're just going to blitz through them.
After that, we're going to go into topic of the day and you're going to introduce it. I will introduce it and then you tell me about it. It'll be quick. And then we go into the reaction and then we're heading out. I promise you, like I said, today's a treat. Do not expect him to be in tomorrow. Don't expect him to be in Thursday. Don't expect him to be in Friday.
I'm going to have to do another day this week because I want to see these up. So I'm going to have to sort something out.
All right, cool. You may see it this week. And because I expected to see Mario today. so
what would have happened if I didn't? Because you didn't even know I was forwarding until I told you last minute.
I done it by myself. It's not. I told them that. So I've been teasing that we're working on something. They know that the interruption and disruption that we've been causing with the chip chop is because we're building something, right? But I haven't told them yet. But I did tell them. I will have a testimony for them, so it will make up for all of the curiosity that they've had with me just dropping teasers, right? However, they know that when I leave here early, it's because I'm going to do God's work.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So they're giving us grace.
This is just why you got to go where your spirit leads you, because you weren't supposed to be along today. I was supposed to be here.
Hey, you see that? You see that? That's the God of the Bible there, man.
All right, then let's get into our headlines then.
All right. First one, man detained after car hits several pedestrians. during Liverpool FC trophy parade. Police have arrested a 50-year-old white British man after a car hit several pedestrians during Liverpool FC's trophy parade through the city. The incident happened as thousands of fans lined the streets of the city to celebrate the club's Premier League title victory. A police spokesman said, "We are currently dealing with the reports of a road traffic collision in Liverpool city centre. We were contacted at just after 6 p.m. today, Monday, 26th of May, following reports a car had been in collision with a number of pedestrians on Water Street. The car stopped at the scene and the male has been detained. Emergency services are currently on the scene. We will issue more updates as we have them." In a later statement, the force said it had arrested a 53-year-old white British man from the Liverpool area. Headline 2. UK to open talks with Kosovo about hosting return hub for failed asylum seekers. Kosovo will be one of the countries asked to take failed asylum seekers from the UK as part of the government's plan for return hubs abroad, according to reports. The Western Balkan country is on a list of 9 countries drawn up by the government of potential places to deport illegal migrants who have exhausted all avenues of appeal for asylum in the UK, according to the Times newspaper. The report comes after the president of Kosovo revealed to Sky News that they would be open to discussing it, but there had been no formal talks so far. The Tories say that return hubs will not work as a deterrent, and the vast majority who illegally cross the English Channel have their asylum claims accepted, so would never be removed under the return hubs plan. Sir Keir Starmer revealed last Thursday at a news conference with the Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama that the UK is in talks with a number of countries about return hubs. They would be for processing failed asylum seekers prior to their eventual deportation, wherever that may be. All right, trigger warning. Israel strike kills dozens sheltering in Gaza school, officials say. At least 54 Palestinians have been killed, most of them in a school building sheltering displaced families, during Israel airstrikes on Gaza overnight. Fahmy al-Jagawi school in Gaza City was housing hundreds of people from Beit Lahia, currently under intense Israeli military assault. At least 35 were reported to have been killed when the school was hit. Gaza's Hamas-run civil defense said multiple bodies, including those of children, were recovered. Many severely burned after fires engulfed 2 classrooms serving as living quarters. The Israel Defense Forces said it had targeted a Hamas and Islamic Jihad command and control center there. The IDF said the area was being used by the terrorists to plan attacks against Israel civilians and IDF troops, and accused Hamas of using the Gazan population as human shields. Video footage shared online showed large fires consuming parts of the school with graphic images of severely burnt victims, including children and survivors suffering critical injuries. All right, next headline.
I got online. Shall I give you? You want to tag me in?
All right, then number 3.
The Kremlin.
Yes,
call up?
Kremlin.
Kremlin calls up Trump. Kremlin calls Trump emotional after US president says Putin is crazy. The Kremlin claimed Donald Trump was showing signs of emotional overload after he called Vladimir Putin absolutely crazy following Moscow's largest aerial assault on Ukraine. The US president said on Truth Social on Sunday that something has happened to Putin after Russia killed 13 in Ukraine with 367 drones and missiles. He has gone absolutely crazy, Trump said, needlessly killing a lot of people. Dmitry Peskov, Putin's spokesman, said the comments were connected to an emotional overload of everyone involved. Germany's Chancellor, Friedrich Merz, meanwhile said that the Ukraine's allies have removed all range limits on supplied arms amid reports he would give Kiev Taurus missiles. Trump's comments followed Russia's largest combined aerial attack since its full-scale invasion of February 2022. At least 13 people were killed and dozens injured in Ukraine during the night between Saturday and Sunday after Russia fired 367 drone strikes. Next up, Donald Trump says he will postpone 50% tariffs on EU until July. Donald Trump says he will delay the imposition of 50% tariffs on goods entering the US from the EU until July as the two sides attempt to negotiate a trade deal. It comes after the president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, said in the post on social media site X that she had spoken to Mr. Trump and expressed that they needed until the 9th of July to reach a good deal. The US president had last Friday threatened to bring in the 50% tariffs from 1st of June, as European leaders said they were ready to respond with their own measures. But Mr. Trump has now said the date has been put back to the 9th of July to allow more time for negotiations with the 27-member bloc, with the phone call appearing to smooth over tensions for now at least. This last one says, far-right marchers attack Palestinians as Israel marks taking of Jerusalem. Crowds of far-right Israelis chimed insults and assaulted Palestinians during an annual parade for Jerusalem Day on Monday. Chants of death to Arabs and nationalistic slogans were repeated during the event, which commemorates Israeli forces taking Palestinian-majority East Jerusalem during the 1967 Arab-Israel War. Violence broke out as ultra-nationalists Jews streamed into Palestinian areas of Jerusalem, wards, old cities. Opposition leader Yair Lapid said the event had become a festival of hatred and racism, adding it was a disgrace and an insult to Jerusalem. Israeli police were deployed as violence broke out in the walled old city of occupied East Jerusalem shortly after midday. Thousands of nationalist Israelis descended to Damascus Gate, one of the main entrances. Right-wing activists held banners that read 67, Jerusalem in our hands, 2025, Gaza in our hands. Oh, wow.
Next headline, MPs fear UK equality watchdog may take months to sign off gender guidance. Formal guidance on how organizations should implement the Supreme Court ruling on gender may not be fully signed off for months, officials and MPs have warned, amid increasing worries about the capability of the government equalities watchdog. While the Equality and Human Rights Commission has promised to complete the process by the end of July, a series of insiders have told The Guardian they believe this may not happen until after the watchdog's controversial chair, Kishore Faulkner, is replaced in November. Some MPs are increasingly worried about what one said could be months of limbo for organizations and transgender people. The guidance will attempt to navigate a path for the parallel needs and rights concerning single-sex spaces such as toilets, changing rooms, and associations, as well as for transgender people, many of whom fear the Supreme Court ruling could effectively exclude them from the public realm. Were you over the news when the Supreme Court basically defined what a woman was?
Yeah.
How did you feel when it is that you heard that?
I just thought I was just thinking like, this is mad that this is like world news, like this is where we are as a society, that people are gonna either celebrate or be up in arms because they've decided that a woman is a woman. And I was just like, I don't understand how we've come so far that we needed the Supreme Court to tell us that. So before the Supreme Court said that, people weren't sure. Or it's just mad. It was just mad. I just saw it and I just thought, yeah.
All right. And then following that, Sir Keir Starmer, basically, he adopted it and then he lent in even more. But before that Supreme Court ruling, he was moving completely opposite. Do you understand? How do you feel about that?
But Keir Starmer,
that just overnight, he can just change the whole scope of government policies and also the narrative around how he supports transgenders. And now he's like, we can support you, but not in this particular manner that we've been doing.
That man just ain't got no backbone. But I told you that he was going to be an idiot before he even took the job. Like, everybody was like, oh yeah, stum. I was like, I've just got a sneaky suspicion that this ain't gonna pan out like how everybody wants. Like, this guy ain't got no backbone anyway. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he just...
But he left them out in the wilderness though. Just overnight.
Yeah, and he'll flip-flop and change. They'll just go wherever the wind blows him. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, them man over there is panicking and struggling. Is going to say whatever they think's going to get their ratings up or whatever it may be. Like, yeah, I don't expect anything from him. That was wild still. What was he saying the other day as well? He said some pretty inflammatory stuff the other day too, no?
About immigration?
Yeah.
I was listening to episode yesterday, and I think James O'Brien was talking about the net migration, and he mentioned Sir Keir Starmer knowing the information beforehand, and he came out and he said something wild. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, that's your man, that's your guy. You voted Labour, right?
Who was Labour?
Oh, what did you vote?
I didn't vote Labour.
What did you vote?
I voted bloody independent.
Oh, independent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't vote Labour.
I can't remember what I voted.
No, I didn't vote them. I told you who I voted for. It was a Muslim lady. I can't remember what her name is now. I didn't vote Labour.
Big up her.
Anyway, anywho, did you hear about the Tory Lanez stuff? We've been over that.
That he got stabbed up.
So how did you feel when he got stabbed up?
My heart goes out to him.
Is it like a thing where because you've been stabbed, anybody who you hear is stabbed, you feel it where you stabbed? It's like a phantom connection.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. You know what I'm trying to say? Do we know why he got stabbed? People were saying.
I cut my finger the other day, and look at that.
What happened there?
I got stabbed.
I came here after you done that. That was you cut yourself with like paper or something.
It wasn't paper, don't do that.
It was like a paper cut.
It wasn't a paper cut.
It was on like a sharp. It wasn't like a blade. It was something with like not even a serrated edge. It was just like it was like paper.
Definitely
it was like
a serrated edge. It definitely was, and it was definitely not paper. I could tell you what it is, but I want to continue making it sound as though I got stabbed. And look, I've got the mark now.
Got your scars.
I'm one of you now. War wounds and that.
Why does these them politicians and all that? Why are they like trying to get Tory release, talking about the evidence when it comes out and what's going on there?
All right, cool. So there is. It's not a senator. It's a No, it's not a governor. It's a congresswoman. That came out to basically say, one, there was no gun fragments that were handed into evidence. There was also no trace of his fingerprints on the gun. I think even the gun in question, it wasn't submitted to evidence.
Okay.
And she basically came out to say that she has a video where it exonerates Tory. So he shouldn't be in jail. And she's petitioned the governor of the jail that he's in, the state that the jail is in, to pardon him because he shouldn't be in jail. So obviously that's kind of riled up, everybody who was there saying Meghan was lying and this, that, and next. And she came onto the internet to basically, crash out. And it's now his father is doing the wrongs. Someone, Piers Morgan, the other day, basically saying, yeah, this has been a stitch-up job from the
She can't
beginning.
stand Tory though, innit? Because I haven't been like watching it properly, but I've seen certain things. And obviously I saw the news come out that Tory got stabbed in it, and everybody was like, oh yeah, Tory got stabbed with the and then she come out, she's like, wow, this man just won't leave me alone. She's like, this guy just needs to shut up. I was like, what?
All right, it wasn't because she heard the dude because she got stabbed.
Oh, okay, sorry. Because I'm missing. You got filling the gaps with me. Because
I think that there was some sort. Her name was mentioned in some form of fashion. Maybe not by him, but somebody. And
okay.
She obviously got pissed and she came and she left what she left. But it's been said that it's Kelsey that basically shot her in it. Because the driver has now come to say Kelsey basically admitted to him that it was her that shot Megan. Do you understand? But question: do you think that both of them could have done like the shooting?
What, Kelsey and Tory?
Let's just say Kelsey took out the gun and she went pew pew, right? And then Tory said, ugh, and then pew pew, that's bitch.
So like, so after Kelsey shot her, Tory took the gun and doubled down.
Didn't take the gun, but he was wrestling with her and then pointed at her. That's bitch. Pew, pew. She used her finger.
Maybe he was wrestling with Kelsey to get the gun off her, and then while that was happening, the gun went off.
Cool.
That could be more plausible.
Not for me.
Okay.
So
okay,
it's not for me only because he's apologized. Remember the phone call in jail when he apologized? You can't remember the recording in jail?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did sound very apologetic, and he did say sorry, isn't it?
Sorry for what? For cheating?
Maybe just for everything.
Really? And he said also that he didn't want to snitch on Kelsey to take her away from her daughter. But now it's fine.
Now he's in there getting stabbed and you know what I'm trying to say. That's the reality.
And I don't know. Obviously, at the time, I think I said I wanted Margs here to tell us about the code of the streets, right? Would you do jail time in that situation if it is that you were Tory?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't live by a code no more. I don't give a shit.
Whilst you were living by the code, would you basically do jail time?
If you're living in, but Tory's not even in the streets like that. If you're in the streets then and you're living
that's
by
why
a
I'm
code,
asking a proper street person, right?
if you're living in the streets and it's a code thing, then obviously you're not going to snitch in it.
What does snitch mean? Are you going to open your mouth and say, I basically am here to not take this woman away from a child? But you moving away from your child is fine.
Yeah, no, I hear it, but they say no snitching in it. You know what I'm trying to say? That's just the.
So, in no snitching, you mean that
you can't aid the police in doing their job. You got to let them do it.
But if Kelsey, aided the police, because that's what she did. She said it was Tory.
That's true. See,
and she got immunity. She got a deal, and you're sitting there in jail. I don't know how it is. Y'all don't see that as y'all being stupid.
It is stupid.
No. Like, your code is stupid.
But
you're not a stupid man. So why would you subscribe to a stupid code if you're not a stupid man?
Well, these are the rules of the game that he's decided to play. Rules are rules, isn't it?
Why are you so crippled with following stupid rules? And then you want people to fear you, but you're following stupid rules.
I've never understood it. But you know what it is? Because then it just gets messy anyway. If someone snitches on you, you should be allowed to snitch back.
But yet,
that's
the real gangsters don't, right?
Yeah, but I think you should be allowed to, man. Especially if you're innocent. Imagine, especially if they're trying to like frame you and just throw you under the bus and say like, yeah, he did this, you did that, you did that. I think you should be allowed to say, whoa there, buddy. Actually, you did this. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's fair. I don't know.
Okay, that's the only time it is that you think certified road youths are allowed to basically talk to the police. But you don't talk to the police, you're in court. Is it the same thing?
I don't know.
Is it an institution that you can't talk to?
I'm gonna lie, no one couldn't be like, especially if you're like making things up and fabricating things and rest of the 10 and putting it on me, and I'm just gonna sit there and just take that because I'm so real. And I don't care about all that. When they go low, we go lower. You get what I'm saying? I ain't playing that shit. Lucky I ain't never been in that
And that's the thing that
position.
didn't compete with me because he's Canadian. Do you understand? Like he's not even from there. But yet he's basically abiding by some sort of code.
How in and of the culture? You don't need to be from. It don't have to be from. It don't matter if you're from Canada, America, Brazil, England. If like these are, you don't. Snitching has never been cool, and obviously that's what I'm trying to say. It's mad because police promote it, and obviously majority of the police work wouldn't be like majority of cases wouldn't be able to get solved without snitching. Like they really rely on it. Yeah. They don't respect snitches. They're anti-snitches. They don't snitch themselves. Remember that boys club, them and they bleed blue. They don't snitch. You know what I'm trying to say? That because that's one thing that people don't even realize. Like they're always pressing you to snitch, and police don't snitch. And if you do snitch as part of the police, you're ostracized. You're on the outside looking in. They don't fuck with you. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just like culturally, like just everywhere. Like nobody likes to tattletale. Even like growing up and stuff, like I think you kind of install those things into your kids and stuff like that. Like people don't like, well, maybe so some people might tell their kids, yeah, snitch, but you don't want your kid to be a little bitch and stuff like that. That's not really a good trait, especially if you're running around with these people. Even as a kid, it could be whatever it is. It doesn't have to be nothing too crazy, like. But I'm saying that you're running around causing this trouble and doing the stuff that you're doing, and then you get caught, and then you're gonna stand there and be like,
I understand that situation where it is that all of y'all are doing the same thing, and then you turn around and look to basically drop one of them into that's dirty,
for the
right?
self-preservation.
But
it's not nice.
surely you're not telling me that when it is that parents raise their children, they tell them if somebody's done something wrong to you, right, and they're guilty of it, and they then blame you for doing it, keep your mouth closed? That's not what the parents.
No, I guess that's not what you're saying. No, not really.
So that's not. I wouldn't call it. If it is that you defend yourself or speak truth to power, that's not snitching. That's basically standing up for the truth.
That's true.
Especially if it is that it's been inappropriately put on your flipping jacket. So I wouldn't call that snitching at all. But I think it's a whole system that keeps you all incarcerated, whether it's in a physical jail cell or just mentally.
I suppose it should change from case to case depending on the scenario, like what you're saying, isn't it? Like,
it definitely should.
But as a people, that is something that we promote though. And I don't even think that's just, like I'm saying, obviously it varies because it's different levels of seriousness and stuff. But just like people you don't promote that little telltale thing. You don't, and it's kind of like installed in you from young. Well, maybe depending on who your people are, there would be people that may be telling their kids from young, listen, you better snitch, you better not get in trouble, you better tell all. But I feel like growing up, that's something that you're used to. Like, no one don't really like promote that. That's not like championed. Like, don't be a little telltale. Even if you got like, say like you got like 3 kids or something like that, 2 kids, 3 kids, all of similar age, and they're growing up and they're doing stuff around the house and just little kid trouble and that. And one of your youths is like the little snitch. You get what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. Obviously, it comes in handy because when you need to get to the bottom of things, that's where you go to. There's going to be a little part of you as a parent that knows, can't trust you. Like, I don't really, like, he's cool, but I'm not trouble in there. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't really like this little snitch, little bitch boy. He's just always telling and talking.
Question. When you get to the top of the ladder in the criminal underworld, right? And you're doing big boy business deals with different corporations, not even just in the criminal underworld. There's some times where it is you have to provide little information in order to secure a deal. Mm. That's all right, isn't it?
It's kind of not, but the way it's glamorized and glorified, it's kind of like, I don't want to say accepted, but it's a thing, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? And for people that are on that level, like them man that are doing the super boss thing and they got police in their pocket, like, it kind of makes sense.
Can you imagine? Why does it make sense?
Because you're trying to control your surroundings and your situation.
So like, that's when it makes sense, right?
So if you got police they're not fucking with you. If you're if you're working with metric tons and you've got this, that,
Yep.
and you've also got the police in your
Yep.
pocket, then you're
Yeah. You're packing
unfuckwittable.
differently. Question: are you allowed to snitch on your ops?
I mean, like, you shouldn't.
But it happens, right?
Yeah, but I know people that snitched on their ops and been outcasted by their own friends.
All right, fair. All right. Let's just say your trap gets raided, and the police say we leave you or we won't detain you if it is that you tell us somewhere else that's bigger than this place. Would you be like, all right, you know, on ops' like spot? Would you say 25 Greenwood Avenue?
I personally wouldn't, to be honest with you.
Mm.
You gotta stand for something, or you just fall for everything, man. I don't know, man.
Okay.
I personally wouldn't do that.
Okay. But now that you're now a civilian,
Yeah,
are you now part of the snitch crew?
it's not snitching.
When I say snitch, as in, would you now have your brain wired properly and respect?
I'm a civilian. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm a civilian.
That's why it is you have to
man.
broadcast to everybody. Don't come wrong me and be like telling me crap and whatnot, because at any
No,
point in
I'm
time,
not just gonna pass on information. Like, so you can tell me stuff. That's cool. But
Yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah.
like, don't. If you bother me or if you do anything illegal to me, you get me. I'm gonna go down the official channels. You get me? Make sure the
thing
police.
is, I don't even
continue
believe you.
their
I
job.
don't even believe you. Thing is, I feel as though there's this switch, there's this embedded thing in you that, dependent on the intrusiveness of the person doing something to you, it could bring out the flipping monster. The level of disrespect that is put in front of you, I think it will determine how it is that you react to it. And I know you're saying right now, I'm a civilian.
I'm a civvy, Brent. I'm a civvy, upstanding member of the community.
I don't believe you. You need more people. Let me read the last headline. Yes. All right. Did you see this? Emmanuel Macron getting slapped by Brigitte.
I've seen the stuff on X, but I haven't clicked the video yet to see. Is it a box?
Well, it's not. It's like that.
She just pushed him and mushed him.
Yeah. But on camera, because she didn't know that the door had been opened.
Oh, so what? Okay. So,
And he then pretending as though, oh, crap.
so because I saw some headlines. Could it be that they're just fooling around, or does it look like we got a peek into?
Yeah, we got a peek into the domestics.
Also, she's
But did you watch Candace Owens' series about Brigitte being a man?
no, because after her behavior with George Floyd and stuff like that, I kind of just switched off to her, so I don't really take her in. Even when she says things that are good
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sensible or whatever,
Yeah.
I've already X'd her off, so I don't really really absorb her content.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
haven't really seen nothing she says. So I
Same
don't-
with Ye?
I don't particularly like her.
Same with you?
With Kanye. How can you not see what Kanye says? Kanye is crazy. Have you seen that rhythm he made?
Did you like it? Have you
No, I didn't.
you caught yourself singing it?
I've sang it because
How did it feel?
liberating. No, I'm only joking. I'm playing.
Okay. So yes, I heard the rhythm.
I heard it and I was just like, this guy is mad, man. Like, this is ridiculous.
Emmanuel and Ramsey liked it. They said it. It's catchy.
I mean, whether the beat's good, it's just ridiculous. I just don't understand. I don't understand what we're doing here. Like, this is, you just got all these men in the room saying this foolishness and that. You know, I ain't got a lot of time for foolishness, Brent.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say? That I ain't got a lot of time for foolishness. So I just thought this is
It's
highly,
the epitome of foolishness.
yeah, this is highly unnecessary, proper foolishness. So it's just like, yeah. But obviously, everything Kanye does, I kind of take it with a pinch of salt because he's like not stable in it.
All right, you believe that?
There's something's in there.
Okay.
There's something's in there.
Do you believe he is conscious and aware of everything that he's doing? Because he's an attention seeker, isn't he?
Yeah, but even with just like the stuff that he's tweeting and the things that he's saying, and just Yeah, it's just all mad. And obviously he's clearly got porn addiction as well. Like there's trouble in there, like definitely. Like there's something he's a few pennies short of a pound.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
And obviously he's a genius in his field, and a lot of people that are with that work to that level of genius, there's always a trade-off, you get me? They're kind of eccentric or they're mad or whatever. So I think it goes without saying that there's something there with Kanye.
Has anybody ever called you a genius?
Evil genius.
Fair. The prefix is the prefix, but they've called you genius. So the trouble that's in there is the evil. Because you said every single genius has something in there, right?
Yeah, but I don't have like a typical train of thought. My brain don't work like the rest of you, and you know that.
All right, I know that, but in relation to you saying that every single genius, like Kanye, has some sort of mental instability. What's your mental instability? I mean, I can reel off a few. I can, right?
Go on,
because you are not aware as to...
self-aware because I might have been missing it. Remember, I walk around like this every day.
Are you the same as you were in primary school? Do you see the world the same?
No, I clearly I don't think I can, but I've always kind of been this way. Like I got that. Like I've always just done what I wanted.
Yes, in primary school there is who you decided to be, right? You gave yourself to whatever your childish whims wanted, right? Here, have it. Because you're not fully mentally formed yet, right? Your actions and whatnot, all the consequences, you may not have known all that. But as you grew older, in your teen years, right? And then when you reach 20, you never thought you'd reach 20, but you're 20 now, right? And now you're like 30. Now you're nearing 40. There's a maturity now that I can perceive has changed. I didn't know you when you were younger. I only heard about you. Your name rang true, rang out. But anyway,
stop it.
I'm sure you have witnessed you processing event scenarios differently as you grew older.
Yeah.
Right? And right now you've said you're civilian, so your outlook on life has to be different. Your approach has to be different, right? However, I want to know, when you pick your phone up and you venture onto X, everything that you do you choose trouble, drama, chaos, because that's what people expect of you? So you're just carrying on tradition, keeping up appearances, or this is just me. I'm not performing here. This is just me. Here you go.
If I'm not using Twitter and stuff like that, yeah, or if I'm not saying crazy things, yeah, or not crazy things, if I'm not speaking my mind, yeah, it's a conscious effort because I've got people like you know, that I'm trying, because I know if I go in there and I just start, yeah, and I'm just gonna it's like it's not the things that I say. It's not an issue that I said it. You don't need to be. I think it. Like this is the bigger problem.
Thank you very much.
You get what I'm saying?
As God is my witness, there are times, Margs, and it's normally observed on no behavior. You would sit there, and you would do this with your neck as you're listening to the conversation, and then there'll be like a this, and then. Right? I could see when the devil takes hold. I could see when it is that you give him license, right? But I'm asking, is it the devil, or are you whispering your devil's ears? Are you advising the devil?
No, I don't. Listen, I rebuke the devil. It's not the devil. It's just, I'm just different in it. You know what it is? I feel like if I have a thought, I don't know. Some people say not all thoughts should be shared, innit? Like, but I think this stuff. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so who am I to? If I'm gonna have the conversation or whatnot, why would I not say what I'm thinking?
You decide to not share the homosexual thoughts that invade your mind. When I say invade, I'm not saying that you just get a whole set of homosexual thoughts. But in any given scenario, there are thoughts, intrusive thoughts that enter, but you don't put it out.
But that's also the maturity that you speak of. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And so I don't want to have to come out afterwards and be like, oh, I'm sorry if I hurt anybody or this thing. So I'll just not.
I didn't say homophobic. I said homosexual thoughts. So let's just say you're sat down there, right? And I'm only saying this only because maybe I'm projecting, right? At any given time, I can have intrusive thoughts, right? Depending on what my eyes see, what my ears hear, I can have any sort of thoughts, 100%. And I choose what I should share and what I should not be sharing because I know there are certain thoughts I should not be telling the world about because I don't want to be telling the world. This is not me.
Homosexual ones?
Well, 100%. You think I have a problem saying that there are a myriad of different thoughts, including thoughts. When I say homosexual thoughts, as in not me having sex with men and whatnot.
Okay.
Is like, let's just say we're talking about Ye. And Ye spoke about how he got molested when he was a young child. So when I hear that, there's a picture that comes into my head. And I shiver because it's so harrowing to imagine that when it is that you're young, this thing happened or you did this thing. Do you understand? So I shudder. I don't now then sit down and tell you, hey, let me take you where my intrusive mind just went. I don't do that because why am I doing that?
Okay.
It's because I heard this information as my mind just vivid, bang, there you go. I'm not sharing it. Do you understand? And I choose not to share it because why am I doing that? So the same with you, 100%, as you hear things, as you see things, a whole set of different thoughts come into your head. Now, maybe you're the type of person where if you hear and see things, it doesn't register. You don't process it in the manner in which I processed. So maybe, again, I'm projecting. But I believe that on any given day, when you sat there and you're saying, it's the thought that comes to my head, so I share it, there are times when it is you don't share certain things. So, for example, you can make gay jokes all the time, and you have the language and the skill set to be able to make as many gay jokes as you want. The same way you can decide not to use Y or love or this, that, and X in a particular conversation that you want to remain mature. The same way you can say the gay jokes, but you decide not to, because if you start doing that, people question you, why are you thinking about gay stuff all the time? Do you understand? Okay. So how you want to be perceived, you basically allow that particular mind floodgate to run or to close. And I think that's with many people, right? So back to the whole, you think Kanye West is a genius, and in every single genius, there's trouble in there. What's your trouble? You're saying Kanye's mental instabilities, his trouble, his bipolar, this, that, his that. What's your trouble? And you need to be self-aware enough to know, to be able to pick it out. Don't just say it's us, man. We're just sensitive. The world's sensitive.
The world is sensitive.
All right, cool.
Like, you know
what are the things that you know full well you can choose to correct, right? To be a better man for your missus, and you decide not to. No, just a random. Just went for that because you like gal them, innit? So that could be something that you are aware that is not received well.
Very well.
Do you understand?
I heard that, but I just look. God don't make mistakes. I'm just the way that He made me. You know
so you attribute everything that you say and do to God.
Yes.
God speaks through you. That's what you just said. That's what you just said. You are the prophet that everybody has been waiting for.
I'm just one of the outliers. It takes all different types to make the world go around. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so I shouldn't have to feel guilty for me being who I am. Likewise,
Kendrick, right? I mean, Kendrick, Ye.
Yeah, but Ye's also like, Ye's mad.
Are you mad?
A little bit, but my madness presents differently.
Talk to me about your madness.
Just the lack of filter.
Are you calling that madness? Because I've seen people with lack of filter. Like Danielle doesn't have a filter. She's not mad.
I just think I got a different train of thought to people. You know what I'm trying to say? That.
Okay.
So maybe I'm not mad, but just because I'm not on the same line as everybody else, I don't toe the line off. It's just because it's different. You know what I'm trying to say? So because it's different, it's got negative connotations towards it. So then you just start throwing words in it. And it's like, oh yeah, mad. But maybe I'm not mad. Maybe I'm perfectly imperfect.
No, there are times when your engine gets going, right? And you know that you're cooking, you're purring.
I like to rile people up.
But it's all evil that's flying out, wickedness. And then you do this and you're adjusting, you're adjusting, you're proper. And then when everything calms down, like what happens afterwards? Because you know what you've then done, right? Right? And if God forbid the people around you are there, like stoking, you're gonna continue.
Yeah, because you can't poke me. Don't, because what are you trying to do? You can't. I'm not gonna. You know what I'm trying to say? That you can't shame me or do that. Like you can't do all that. You know what I'm trying to say? That. So I'll give you what you want. You know what I'm trying to say? Actually, I'm gonna give you. Actually, you didn't want this.
He said, "Don't do this again."
Yeah.
And I'll show you why you should do it again.
You thought this is what you want. But what I'm gonna show you, didn't want no parts of this. This is crazy. It's better to just leave me alone. You get me?
Just imagine a room where we have two Margs with the same type of mindset. When is that going to end? Because you're looking to best the other. So when is that going to end?
I don't know, but sometimes you've seen it. Sometimes I use my discernment and I say, you know what?
Yeah, because a joke is thrown in, and it's like, oh, all right, you made me laugh, all right, all right, I'll dial it back down. But to be honest, I've always told you, don't ever change, because I don't think anybody should change if it is that they don't want to change. They shouldn't be forced to change. Do you understand? When it is that you got your agency taken away from you in that sense, like you become like a cripple, you know?
No, I like how I am, but I feel like I don't know what it is. I like to wind people up.
Yeah.
I like to poke people. If there's string,
Yeah.
I like to,
Yeah.
I like to pull it.
Yeah. That's like the devil.
Yeah, maybe if there's like an angel and a devil on your shoulder,
Yeah.
the devil would probably more represent me.
You got amen. I'm glad we got here. Right. Emmanuel Macron says video of wife pushing him shows them joking around. All right. Emmanuel Macron has denied he and his wife Brigitte had an altercation after a viral video promoted by Russian state media and French far-right account appeared to show her pushing him in the face as they prepared to get off a plane in Vietnam. The video, shot by an Associated Press camera operator, shows the French president appearing in the doorway of the plane at the start of a visit to Hanoi. His wife's hand appears to shove him, causing him to step back before recovering and waving. Brigitte Macron's body is not visible, and her husband told reporters afterwards the gesture was playful, but a Russian foreign ministry spokesperson, Maria, seized on the footage, writing on Telegram that the president had received a right hook. He didn't. Did the first lady decide to cheer up her husband with a gentle pat on the cheek and miscalculated her strength? She asked in the mocking post. Did she want to fix his color but ended up reaching the beloved face? She added after the Russia Today TV channel and associated social media accounts had repeatedly aired the clip. Here's a hint. Maybe it was the hand of the Kremlin. Very cheeky. Malawi battles Mpox as cases of the infectious disease surge in Africa. Malawi's Ministry of Health has announced 3 new cases of Mpox in the capital, bringing the number of confirmed cases to 11 since the country's first was reported in April. Malawi is one of the 16 countries in Africa reported Mpox outbreaks as health officials battle with vaccine shortage as well as limited testing and hospital capacity. The Public Health Institute of Malawi said the patients were aged between 7 and 41. Investigations are underway to establish the possible source of infection and trace contacts, the department said in a statement last week. The first case in Malawi came after US government aid cuts to healthcare, including HIV programs, badly hit the country and raised fears of an escalation of infectious diseases. HIV medication programs have been severely depleted by the cuts. A commonality about these cases is that some were Immunocompromised, said Richard, spokesman for the district health office. Health officials had reported that patients who had been on ART, which is antiretroviral therapy, had been forced to stop taking their medication because of the drug shortages. And we have reached the end of the headlines, and we are going into the topic of the day. Very brief topic of the day. All right, our brother Von basically shared a topic of the day in the Discord, and he said he had been watching No Behavior. He's a loyal No Behavior patron. Long may that continue. And you all had a conversation about hugging etiquette amongst friends. Let me just read it here.
Are people in relationships and stuff?
Yeah. I heard a discussion on No Behavior, which has me curious about the different age groups and sexes' perspective on it. How do you feel about your partner / significant other showing their friend of the opposite sex tactile affection upon meeting them in your presence? The part I'm curious about is whether it's a generational thing and also whether divisions exist along sexes. So what were you all talking about? Take me there.
Okay, this was last week, right? We was talking about whether your partner can hug someone in front of you. Like, so whether their girl can hug a guy. If their girl hugs a guy, if like you walk into somewhere, an event, and then your girl hugged the guy in front of you, that was her friend. She said her friend.
Sorry, start again. I wasn't listening. I'm now listening. Sorry.
We were talking about whether your partner can hug someone in front of you, like greeting a friend. So you're there with your partner.
Yes.
Just say you walk into an event, you bring your girlfriend to the Ned on Saturday.
Yes.
And you just walk in there.
Yeah.
And you see a guy.
Yes.
And you don't know this guy.
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ragwan,
Yeah.
see him.
Yeah.
Hug.
Yep. No problem.
That's fine.
No problem.
This is what I was saying.
Yeah.
But they was telling me their girl can't hug no man in front of them.
As in Benos and Loons?
And Vix was saying it as well, I think.
Okay.
Like, yeah, he's just like, nah, that's not on.
Okay.
Kind of thing. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, but I think they're not, I think they was even saying on their side of things that I don't think they're hugging a girl either. It's weird. Someone like Loons, yeah, Loons is already very, very, very open about not having female friends.
Yes.
He doesn't have female friends.
Yes.
He doesn't want his girlfriend to have male friends.
Oh.
Like, I suppose they're equally yoked in that sense.
Okay.
That must be a thing. So I think like if that's his frame of mind and then that's how that's your starting point.
Yeah.
Then why would you want your gal hugging anybody? Or because he's not going to be going around and hugging anybody because he doesn't have any female friends.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's like you treat people how you want to be treated, what you want for you, that kind of thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I guess that's where his mindset is. But I'm saying like, I feel like it's like insecurities or whatever because it's like, if you're saying it's an innocent hug or there's nothing going on or they're friends, I don't understand where the problem is.
Yeah.
I think my problem is that I'm like, I don't like have double standards.
Yeah.
Because if I was at my gal and I see someone that I know, I'm gonna hug her and say hello because it's just a hug. That's how I greet people.
Mm-hmm.
So then, why am I gonna be onto her if she hugs a guy and says hello? And they're saying, what about if it's someone you didn't know or whatever? But I'm saying I don't know all her friends. It's the same situation for me. She might not know who this person is or what our history is or whatever. It's the same thing. But if you just greeted someone and said hello, someone came up respectfully and said hello to your missus and gave her a hug, I don't understand where the contention is in that or where the problem is. It's again, because I start having different conversations like, who is your missus? Like, what's wrong with your missus? Like, what do you think's gonna happen? What do you equate these kind of things to? Like, does that mean what? Because a man can come and hug her and think that means he can jump in her bed and all that. So I don't know, but I'm very like carefree in those kind of things. I'm not telling someone what they can wear or where they can go or my gal can't go on girls' trips and all these kind of things, because all these things are they're all innocent things if your person's innocent. If your person's straight, it doesn't matter where they go or what situation they're in. They're not going to be doing that. I wouldn't be with a partner that I have to please, that I didn't trust. So whether I'm wrong or whether I'm right, I've got blind faith in this person. That's why I've made them my person. I don't assume that someone just talking to her or saying hi or even in her DM trying to message her just assumes that he's going to be able to jump in her crutches. That don't make sense to me, because if I thought you was that type of person, you wouldn't be my girl. So then I don't have no problems with none of this stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? If you see a brethren, hug them. It's just very, very rare. So that's what it was about. But obviously, men think differently. I haven't checked the group, the chat to see what people are saying, but there's bare people who think differently, this kind of stuff.
Well, you had 3 people in the room that thought differently to you. So Benos also wouldn't allow his girl to hug a man whilst he's it.
I think so. Yeah, it's weird because even people like, you got tricked. I'm saying, are you stupid? He's like, oh yeah, using my girl the other day, he didn't hug her. I'm saying, okay, cool, whatever. But if we was out and you went somewhere and I'll see you and I see a girl, I'm gonna hug her and say hello. I'm gonna hug her and say hello, innit? Man's like, keep your grubby hands to yourself. So what?
All right. Does he think that your hug means something different other than just greeting?
No, but again, I think, not to speak for him, but I think it's just because his general stance and general mindset.
Don't even get comfortable touching her, basically.
No, but because he's not doing all that. He don't have female friends. You know what I'm trying to say? He's not doing all that, so he don't want his girl doing all that. That's what I'm gonna try and speak for him and say.
So it's a bit different. I understand you saying that he doesn't have female friends, so he's now instituted some sort of rule that she can't have male friends because I can't be in this relationship unless it is that you do everything I tell you to do. Right? I understand that. But the hugging is a different aspect to it, right? Have I ever seen him hug any girl? I don't think I have.
I just think that's just normal interactions between human beings. That's how you greet people and stuff. Or you might shake a man's hand, you give a woman a hug. Ain't that, I don't know if that's sexist or whatever, I don't know. But that's how, ain't that how you greet people? Sometimes, not strangers or whatever, or depending on what it is, because I've met women before that I don't really know too well through people, and I might have had shook their hand, but even then it just feels a bit, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
what was Vic's reasoning? Why did he want his girl to hug a man?
He just went on it, but after I was talking, he was saying maybe he might need to rethink things because it is sounding a bit
with her having
immature.
Male friends?
I don't know if we unpack that or not. You know.
Okay, because that's for me that's the big thing. But you looking to cut off what she was used to before she met you. For me, that's crazy because I can't live like that.
Yeah.
Right. And would it work the other way around?
Could she tell you to cut off your exactly? And I just think it needs to be fair, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like everybody's lives their life differently and they've got different rules. And again, you just need to be with people that are kind of like on your level, because there's guys who don't want girls to have girlfriends, yeah, but there's also girls who don't want their man having girlfriends.
Yeah.
So if you link up like that, then you are on the same wavelength. And you are cool in it, and it's just you two in the yard.
Yeah.
You against the world.
Yeah.
No other outside voices, no other sexes coming in, and you are you find a happy medium. You are happy there. I think that works for you, isn't it?
Question, Margs, because this has been introduced to me. I can't remember when it was, but sometime in my life it was introduced to me. Just because I don't like something, right? It doesn't mean that I should now not want or allow my partner to experience that same thing. I mean, be a bit more clear. Because I have a particular boundary.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that she should also have that particular boundary. Let me try and make it clearer because I
hear what you're saying, but if you've got a boundary, just naturally, if you've got a boundary of things that you wouldn't do, and then you see your partner do it, because of your boundaries and the way you see life, don't that make you look at her?
No, because it's not a boundary for, it's not she doesn't have that same type of feeling towards that same thing. It's not a slight. If I have a, I'm gonna try to find an easier thing because I know I'm not being as clear as possible, and I like examples too, right? Let's use love language.
Okay.
I like to be loved a particular way, right? And in me liking to be loved a particular way, I will communicate that to this person. Nah, it's not a good example. It's not a good example. I'll find one. Oh, crap.
Obviously, they're saying that, okay, so just picking up on what some people are saying in the chat, is there levels to the hugs? So you're open-minded, man, you're cool, you're a reasonable person, your partner can walk into a room and hug her friend or whatever. But like, is there a level of hug that you're going to be like, hey, like a deep hug?
So Von also gave a little breakdown of certain types, right?
Okay, go ahead.
There's the top part of the body only hug where you're leaning in from a distance.
You lean in and you just go over the shoulders and a quick pat.
Yep.
Okay.
There's the a bit too long hug. There's the hug and lift.
The hug and lift. The hug and lift is crazy, but not from the boyfriend's point of view, from the man doing the hug. If you see a gal with a man, you shouldn't be, why are you lifting his gal? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So you got to use your own discernment as well to understand like the rules here, because you don't want to cause problems in our relationship or disrespect anybody. You know what I'm trying to say? That why are you lifting his gal for? And
there's the under the arms hug. Man,
the under the arm
to woman.
So the low arms around the lower back, deep one, could be perceived as too much. You get what I'm trying to say? But remember, I think it's just insecurities and stuff, and people are projecting because, like, the man them do that with each other. If you see one of your brethren or someone that you ain't seen in a while, like the man them are doing deep hugs, fist bump, like, you get what I'm trying to say? They're doing it. You get what I'm trying to say? So why are you not allowed to feel that for a female? Yes, I ain't seen them in a while. There's a lot of love there. You know what I'm trying to say? You haven't seen each other. It's a big hug. You get me? Obviously, there's in your mind, I'm guessing there's a cut-off. How long are you standing there for? Like, okay, so you don't mind her hugging, but if she comes, sees him, it's a big hug. While they're hugging, they're still talking, oh, how you been? Like, and it's still the connection. Maybe they start rocking, you know, you do the, because like they're really in it. How long are you there for until you're like, oh, okay. Like, cool, great show. Like, is there a point, even though you've already said it's cool, is there a point that you can get to where you're like, okay, this ain't cool? Like, or like, not even like this ain't cool, but like, come on, man, like, what we doing it? For you personally.
I think I found an example.
Go on.
That was easy for me to process. I can respond to you, but more processing needed to be find an example. So the same Loons example where he doesn't have friends that are girls and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't want his girl to have any friends. Now, I may not have a thing that I do. I may not talk to people about my business, But if I've met this girl and she talks to people, not about my business, but she just shares, right? Mm-hmm. And she doesn't see it as intrusive.
Yeah.
There was a wrestling, right? Am I comfortable enough to allow you to continue to be you? Or now that we're in a union, right? Should I ask you to change that aspect?
You should be. This is why you have to find people that suit you, innit? Like, because either go and find someone who's not like that, but also if that's the person that you've decided to be with, and you are the way you are, I think you should be allowed to say, "Can you refrain from sharing my business with your people?" Like, if you want to talk about whatever, like your personal stuff, whatever you want to talk about, and that's your style, that's what you want to do, fine. I'm not comfortable with people I don't know well and outsiders knowing my personal information and my business, and our relationship is my business. Could you please refrain from being so open with our business? I think that's fair for you to say that to someone. No?
Cool. Yeah, I think it's fair. And if it is that they want to accept it, they want to accept it. If they don't want it, they don't. How about if you are a normal liker of Instagram pictures of girls, right? And how you live your life? No, I just saw something I liked and I pressed it. There's no other emotional attachment involved in this other than me just liking how it looked, right?
Yeah.
And she's not like that, right? And she sees for herself liking something like that as subscribing to everything that picture is, right? Deeper than just...
Well, this kind of came up on the pod as well, and I just thought like, if I've got nothing to hide and it's innocent, I'm not necessarily I'm not entertaining your foolishness. I'm not necessarily gonna. I suppose there's ways to be respectful, and you don't want to cause trouble if you don't have to. But I'm not particularly gonna change my style, and especially if I'm doing real life things, I'm not having no arguments over Instagram. Like, you know what I'm trying to say, like you're saying, like my love language is different. You get me? Acts of service, quality time, and if I'm really here with you, doing real things, I'm not having no Instagram arguments with you over likes and all this nonsense. You know what I'm trying to say? Because then you just got to create some type of jeopardy. Like there's you got a decision to make. You can either have all this real life stuff and all this good stuff and all this goodness and the benefits that I'm bringing, and we're helping each other and we're with each other, and our time that we spend and pour it into each other and our real life relationship, which is actually good. You can either have that or you can not because of some internet nonsense. You know what I'm trying to say? And I mean, if it's just nonsense, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, not like gaslighting, not like I'm really in there trying to move together on Instagram and because that's a real problem. That's different, innit? I'm talking about just likes. Just likes and just whatever. Like, if that is that important to you, then have it. Because with or without you, I'm going to like these pictures. And I don't care. You get me? And again, maybe if you're in a relationship, you have to have, there's a bit of compromise. That's what relationships are about, innit? That's why people don't like them. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
All right. To respond to your question, depending on who the man is, if it's a friend, I don't even mind lifting up stuff. If that's what y'all do, you ain't seen the person in time, and that's how you'll interact. I don't mind none of that.
Spinner?
I don't mind none of that. In fact, I would wait there and introduce myself to him afterwards and then go about my business. I'll leave her with him. I don't mind any of that. Again, I put complete trust in this particular person.
I respect that. And
if now I'm given other information, right, or you show me something different, then I will remove that particular trust.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I think that
until you give me reason. When you give me reason to, then
I would expect the same courtesy. Do you understand? So in that sense, I think I understand Loons wanting the same, because if I've allowed you this particular room, permitted you, not permitted, if I've given you, I don't like these particular words I'm using.
Listen, if I've let you.
No. If this is what we're doing, right, I would want the same.
Back in return.
Yeah. No, in saying that, and this is another example of what I'm talking about. If I know that she has problems with trust based on prior exes and whatnot, and I know that she would read into certain things, or her mind basically runs a bit too fast and wide, I am going to be conscious of that, and I am going to basically mind how I am moving, right? Now, I don't mind that because it's not a thing for me. You see how you're like, nah, don't police me. I don't see that as policing. If I know that you're a bit sensitive with how I linger with women, because me lingering with women, they are now sucking some of the energy that belongs to you, right? And she knows and can see this effect that you're having on these particular women. They're getting something from you that I don't want them to be getting. I am going to be moving differently.
They're hating, isn't it? You know what it is? I'd rather just find someone that gets me and understands me rather than having to do all that. Because I don't want to do all this foolishness. There's billions of women in the world. I must be able to find one that I rock with, that understands me, because I'm not here for this foolishness. I don't want to. I get it that people been through stuff and all
what
that.
you're saying. Why do you have a problem with what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
You could live your life how you want to live your life. Why do you have a problem with me living my life?
Because no, I hear that, but you should, because I feel for you. Because like, you shouldn't have to change over foolishness.
No. Listen. There are things that you can't tell me to stop being ambitious. You can't tell me to stop being a builder. That's me. No boundaries. In sport, you're not crossing this. Do you understand? You're now taking agency from me. This thing that she's a bit insecure about, I have no problem looking to basically, just adjust. No problem. None. So it's not a thing for me. For you, it's a thing because you want to be
how many times
entertaining women.
No, but how many times
and having them think about you as you're standing there.
Because how many times do you have to adjust? Once, because you're feeding into it insecurities. So then how many times are you not allowed to do nothing?
So basically,
and then you come around you're like a little mouse. And then I'm like, Brent, why are you like that? And you're like, oh no, it's all right, man. She just had a thing past, man. She's just really insecure and all that. Don't worry.
It's a gate. And that's...
It's a gateway.
I can understand your argument because that's where you want to basically have your mind lying. Cool. Now, bear in mind, I really take my relationship with Christ seriously. Do you understand? And if it is, I know that there are weaknesses. And I would expect her to basically extend the same grace to me, right? If it is that you know that I'm insecure about this particular thing and I ask to be considerate, for example, you saying, don't share my business with this, that. Don't share our business with this. That's an insecurity of yours in some form or fashion. It could be framed like that. Do you understand? And she now has to basically change herself, right? Her normal patterns in order to make you happy. That's compromise. That's a normal back and forth barter within a relationship. I've got no problem spending less time flirting with women.
He's flirting there for your word up. Because your partner's allowed to have a problem with you flirting with women.
You see, but you're classified as not flirting, even though the reaction that they're getting is like, okay, you're just there talking and reasoning with the girl, but she's there.
No, but
moist.
I'm naturally flirtatious.
What you see? You see how he's
no, I am naturally flirtatious, and I'm not saying that you're not allowed to have a problem with it. Yeah, what I'm saying is, if you believe me and you know that it's innocent, or whatever, yeah, you need to go and find a man who is not as flirtatious because you've got problems.
I understand your point of view. Like I said, you are who you are, and I don't think that you should change. And if it is that you find women that basically are fine with that, then God bless the relationship.
There must be someone.
Don't say there must be. Of course there are.
Well, yeah.
Literally, people walk into fire all the time. all the time. But I hear you.
No, you're right. Relationships are about compromising, and everybody's got their lines and got their ways. And if you care about someone, I suppose you're gonna do things to, you get me, to appease them, to make sure this works. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That. So I get it. But then it's like what you're saying. There's only not so much, but it's like you can feed into someone so much till you get to the point where like you've just become a shell of yourself.
Yes.
And it's just because of all this person's
insecurities. And that's not what I'm saying, because that's
again,
an extreme. That's not what I'm saying.
All this person's past, you're bringing all this baggage and trauma onto me, and I ain't done nothing. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm hearing like you got to learn to trust again. You got to learn to trust again. You got to learn to love again. Like, it's not everybody's bad because these men were bad. You know what I'm trying to say? So you can't. I'm on a tough love thing. You can't just. I can't just totally feed into that. You know what I'm trying to say? And then we have to understand lines are gonna have to get dropped. I'm either right for you or I'm not. You get me? Because the real issues are serious issues. Cheating and infidelity and all these kind of things. These are the real issues. You get what I'm trying to say? So if a person's doing that, by all means, you've got every right to address that.
Yes.
Or if you want to stop your partner from doing that, you've got every right to stop your partner from doing that.
Yes.
What the problem is when you're projecting things and making things up and adding things up when that's not happening.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say? Because you've got a problem with a man cheating or flirting or moving to another girl on Instagram or whatever. That's a real life concern.
Yes.
If you just like the picture, what are you doing?
Yeah. All right.
Because then now we're being stupid. You want to turn around and say why you like the picture, so I got to zoom in and say, what do you mean?
Yeah.
This is why. Have you seen this picture? Ask me foolish questions about why did I like this picture. Look at this Margs Crowd picture.
Right,
you ask me why I liked it.
Right.
You like the picture. Like, what are we doing here?
All right. All right, cool. Would you be cool with a woman that is as flirtatious as you with other men?
If I trusted her, yeah. If I picked the person,
Alright.
you make your bed, you lay in it.
Yep.
Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not gonna pick someone for who they are and then start
Yep.
trying to change them.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm very much equal opportunities because I want to be
Yes.
who I am.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say? So I have to allow someone
Yes.
to be who they are. And
Yes.
once I got all the information
Yes.
and I make a decision that I'm cool with this person,
yeah.
this is my person, and I have to accept this person
Yeah.
for who they are.
Yeah.
At any time lines get crossed, you are allowed to address that. You cross those bridges when you get to them. You know what I'm trying to say? That, but you can't be trying to change people.
Yep.
It's like them man that want to see gal that's all over Instagram with their breasts out, bikini pictures, this is what you like, this is what you think, and then you get her, and then you want to start telling her what she can and what she can't post. In my mind, that don't make no sense. You know what I'm trying to say? It don't make no sense at all. She should be able to still post the same thing because this is your gal, you have her. What are you saying? That this picture is going to make her go and slap out all these men?
Yes.
Because if that's what you're saying, what the hell are you doing with the girl?
Yeah.
Do you feel me?
Yeah.
I just think that's fair.
All right. Thank you very much. Amazing. We've given that topic of the day its due time. We're getting to asking for a friend.
Okay, let's go.
I can't think we have 3 simple ones. Where's the button? Where's the button? There we go. All right, then. Can you see it?
Asking for a friend.
All right, wonderful.
All right, this is. I'm not reading your name out. Big up Odin. 22 says, who has license to refer to people as ugly? I've never understood the idea that someone who is seen as ugly calls someone else ugly, and people then say that person should take a look in the mirror. Does that mean someone who is objectively good looking is allowed to call other people ugly and they get no pushback? Regardless, if Adam Pearson or David Gandhi refer to someone as ugly, they should both get pushback, no? Is the leniency because one person that made the comment that wasn't nice is better looking? Okay, so I just read that. Let me just take that in quickly. What you're asking is, wait, who has license to refer to? Did you get that, Brent?
He mentioned 2 guys' names. I actually had to Google them because I didn't know who these people were.
Who's Adam Pearson and David Gandhi?
I'll put it up.
Can we put them up?
This is Adam Pearson. Thou dost protest too much. All right. Oh!
I said, oh, you can't do that, Brent. Well, that's not fair.
Of course it's not.
This is an ugly person. This is some type of
Deformity. Yeah.
affliction. That's not fair. I don't even know if I want to see David Gandhi now.
David Gandhi is apparently the complete opposite in this person's mind. What kind of extremes are these, man? All right. This is David Pearson.
This is David Gandhi.
Sorry, David Gandhi.
So this guy is saying that he believes this man's attractive.
I think so.
Okay.
All right. Who has the license to refer to people as ugly? Nobody.
Oh, so what he's saying is, if either one of them both call someone ugly, they should both get pushback. Who has the right to call someone ugly, Brent? You're saying it's a simple question. It's a simple answer. Nobody.
I don't think anybody has the right to call anybody like in the context in which it is you're asking. No. There are people who are getting their emotions and basically call people ugly because they're vexed, right? And there are people who, if they are using other synonyms like clapped and whatnot in normal conversation, I think it's to give context to whatever you're talking about, right? In a descriptive manner. Sometimes it's to... I didn't want to talk about this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just fishing it out. I don't want to talk about this. This is not something I want to talk about. So answer the question: who has a license to call people ugly?
Anybody.
Oh,
If that's how you feel. What they say?
there's everybody. All right,
everybody,
cool.
yeah.
There you
Beauty
go.
is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, we live by beauty standards, so that means there is people that are universally like good looking, whether they're your type or not. There are people that are universally considered good looking.
Yes.
If that wasn't the case, beauty standards and stuff wouldn't exist.
Yes.
So the other end of the spectrum is there should be people that are universally perceived as ugly, whether or not there's someone out there in the world that likes them or not, or that works for them. You know what I'm trying to say? So it goes both ways, and I think obviously calling people ugly depends on what the context or you want to do it. Like, I don't know why you want to go around offending people or whatever, or maybe, but everybody's got their standards, everybody's got their preferences, and anybody should be allowed to call anybody they want ugly or good looking.
Nice, cool. Question: 2 examples of universally good looking people: a man and a woman.
You asking me? 2 examples of universally good looking people.
Let's remain in the black
community. Okay, so in the black community, who's just 2 people?
Just 2.
1 man, 1 woman.
1 man, 1 woman.
Who's someone who I've always heard? Megan Good.
Okay, and the man.
Who's the man? What's the man that the girlie's like? Morris Chestnut.
Okay. And 2, if it is you're able to do that, do the other one. 2 universally ugly people, man and woman.
That's tough.
Why is it tough?
Because why do you just want to call people ugly for?
All right, so we have 2 examples, yes? You said that beauty is subjective.
Yeah.
Right? So on one scale, it's subjective. On the other scale, it should also be subjective. Right?
That's true.
But you're able to give 2 examples of the first scale. Give me the second scale.
Yeah, but even those people that I've said that, yeah, there'll be people that are not particularly into them.
I
and even if they're not your type,
but you were fine
but
to
you'd be
mention
hard,
those 2 names. So mention 2
yeah,
names.
you'd be
that are
hard pressed to
ugly.
call them ugly. Okay, who do people call ugly? People don't really just go around
I'm
calling
asking
people
an
ugly.
unfiltered man, so there shouldn't be an issue here.
I'm trying to think of ugly people, man.
Okay. Just not package yourself in front of the people.
Who's universally ugly? God damn. I can't think. They're out there. They're out there. Let me see if I'm going to get any help from in the chat quickly, because no, they're not throwing names out there. They're out there, man. There's universally ugly people in the black community.
All right, next dilemma. All right, this person's 25, and the person says, is it wrong to want to split with my boyfriend because he's balding at 24? He's starting to bald and he's adamant he doesn't want to go to Turkey. I'm getting scared that I just won't be attracted to him anymore.
BLM, man. Bald lives matter, Brent. Bald lives matter. Is it wrong that I want to split with my boyfriend over something so trivial? Well, you're 24, these are young, you don't know nothing. Obviously, he doesn't hold much value to you. He's not bringing enough to the table as if you're going to prepare to let the whole relationship go just because he's receding. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I mean, there's not much there. Obviously, your relationship's just based on looks and stuff like that. Then again, maybe he has an unflattering head shape and the bald thing just really ain't going to work for him. Hair does change a lot of people. I've seen them stuff with the hair pieces that they're doing on men, and it is very transformative. I get that. The bald look's definitely not for everybody. But again, if you got a good man there, I don't even think it's something that you'd even consider. I think you just accept those kind of things, no? Especially if it's something that you can't control. I know you're saying you can go Turkey, but maybe he doesn't believe in cosmetic surgery or potentially can't afford it or whatever. He's only young. You know what I'm trying to say? He's 24. You're talking about go Turkey and get your hair back. It's a bit tough. I think if there was any real substance in the relationship, that wouldn't be a bigger deal. Like, you should be able to park that one. You know what I'm trying to say? There's people in relationships that find stuff that about their partners that they maybe not like or they change or whatever, but you get what I'm trying to say, that you just weigh it up and you just part that. How would we be feeling now if this was a different conversation and the man saying, boy, my girl's 24, she's putting on weight and I'm thinking I should leave her? What would the energy behind that be? Would it be received the same way? Would it would be seen as, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
So again, I just think if you got a good person there and he's a good boyfriend and you're in a good relationship, that should mean more to him, more than him balling to you.
Yep.
And if it doesn't, then I don't really think he's the man for you. I don't really think you care enough. I don't know. Am I off, Brent?
No. Read. All right, next one. Give us much context. I don't know why I'm reading that. Is it gay? Is it gay as a man to want to compliment on my apology from time to time? What does that mean?
Sorry, what?
Is it gay as a man to want to compliment on my apology from time to time? What does that mean?
Maybe he weren't supposed to write apology.
All right. Is it gay as a man to want a compliment from a man from time to time, right? Maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Bare guys get called handsome and stuff, but I get nothing at all. Sometimes I want someone to compliment me and say I'm sexy or handsome or good looking. I know it's not in my control, but is it sassy to want that?
But what, you want that from another man? Is he like from his peers? He wants his peers to say.
I'm only assuming that because he said gay.
Why would you need that from other? What you need? Why would you need validation from other men? Like, no, I don't think men compliment each other like that. Maybe gay men do. Obviously, cool, but I don't really see straight men moving like that. Even within your friendship groups or whatever, I don't see like man telling man, "Bro, you're handsome." Like, yeah, brother, you're bare sexy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, the man them don't move like that. Man them compliment each other in different ways. Are you killing it, Killy?
Is that you, big man?
Is that you, brother? I see you. If a man says I see you, because we don't even know what he sees.
Wanna be like you, big man?
We don't even know what he sees. It's very vague. You know what I'm trying to say? And no one's never really asked for man to unpack what they see. But you know what I'm trying to say? But and you want to feel seen. If a man says I see you. You're on the right path. You're doing something right. Obviously, it's not just about looks or whatever. There's other things that men find endearing or whatever. People with talent, people with money, people with swag or whatever. It's not just about looks or whatever. But I don't see men going around complimenting men like that. So you are being very sassy. The sexy or handsome thing should be coming from the opposite sex. It should be coming from women. If women were telling you that, then I guess you wouldn't be longing for men's soft words. Ed says, no, I think he just thinks wanting compliments is fruity, not specifically from a guy. Okay, cool. So then, but you can't, well, for him to say, is it gay? Do you get what I mean? For him to start the sentence with, is it gay? You can't be like, say it's fruity. Like, you can't say, is it gay to want compliments from a gal? Because the answer would be, no. Like, that's pretty straightforward. So the fact that he said, is it gay, speaks to me that he's, it's maybe like he wants it from the same sex. There's bare guys get called handsome and stuff, but I get nothing at all. He's down bad. But I feel like you should want that from the women. And if no one ain't calling you sexy or handsome.
All right, so maybe he's saying, is it effeminate to want women to call him handsome or sexy, would it make him less of a man to want that?
No, man. Everybody wants to be liked and stuff and whatever. Like, you're not a particularly what's the word I'm looking for? You're not fuck, why am I usually got a good command of language. Why is the word
Because the intrusive thoughts that are occupying your head, you don't want to use those words.
No.
So you're finding other words.
No, because I'm gonna say, like, you're not like a like, you're not a person that needs that.
Oh no, I don't.
That kind of validation. You're not like, you're not buzzing off all of that kind of stuff. But even
neither are you. So maybe that's what he's asking.
No, but you still take comfort in the fact when women come in and call you handsome.
Don't talk for me.
What?
Don't talk for me.
It gingers you.
What are you talking about?
I'm
on record telling you I don't like compliments. What are you talking about?
Even just saying that I've seen that
You've seen what? Me basically looking to shift the conversation as soon as it starts flying on.
But you appreciate the fact that
who appreciates? Who are you talking to? Who are you seeing here? Who are you looking at? It's me. It's just you and me in the room. Is there a jump in here? There's no other jump.
Are you saying that you don't appreciate the fact that people find you attractive, Brent?
No. No, you've just changed it. You've changed it.
What are we doing?
Wait. You've just changed it. Your words that you've just used are wicked, right? Because what you were implying is that I get gingered from compliments, and I don't.
So that doesn't...
It makes me uncomfortable because I always say, okay, thanks.
What do you want me
to do now?
Okay, cool. Do you think
you continue saying thanks?
Do you think you're handsome?
Me?
Yeah.
My mama didn't make no bangers, as in mash, no sausages. Fine dining.
So you're saying
I'm 100% attractive.
Why do you think you're attractive?
Because my parents instill a confidence in me, and I radiate Christ. That's what they're seeing. That's the attractiveness they're seeing.
You can feel
the goodness of the Holy Spirit.
You can feel however you want, and it was great that you was raised that way. The confirmation that you get from people does not play a part in how you walk around.
I already know that I am not clapped. I am not quote unquote ugly. I am not unattractive. I already know that. I've known that from time now. And
how would you know that?
Even if it is I would still be confident enough to basically have.
You can't just know that because you're close to God. Do you know how many people are close to God? That doesn't make sense. How do you know that?
How do I know that I'm attractive?
Yeah.
Because I say I'm attractive. I say therefore I am.
And that's not true.
Descartes.
That's not true because there's people out there that you're going to give that information to that doesn't work the same way.
If it's true or not. I mean, that's how I move. I don't care what it is that you think about me. In this context.
Okay.
If you tell me I'm ugly, cool. What am I supposed to do with that? If you tell me I'm attractive, what am I supposed to do with that? You're allowed to have your opinion. What am I supposed to do with that? Everything's subjective. But I'm not gonna move in a manner in which it is I am a victim of beauty. No way. My parents didn't raise me like that, man. And plus I'm Trinidadian. What does it mean? All right. So what's the point? What's your point? Why were you asking me about that? Because you want me to basically be gingered because of compliments? Do you get gingered because of compliments?
What do you mean?
The same question you asked me, do you get gingered because of compliments?
I enjoy every compliment I get. I enjoy every compliment
you need it.
I get. I don't know whether I'm attractive.
You need that validation.
I don't know.
Because if it is that you're in a room and nobody takes notice, you're like, am I in the right room?
However,
can you see me?
However I see myself, doesn't really matter if they don't see that.
I don't live like that, man.
Well, I can't call myself attractive.
You cede power to the people who are making observations on your person. I can't ever do that.
I can't call myself attractive if it's not true. And you need proof. You need proof of concept. You get what I'm trying to say? How do you know you're attractive? Why do you think these things? It can't just be because of yourself. Man's not that conceited.
All right,
It can't just be
because
because of myself.
my
It's
mother
because
told me
of-
that I'm attractive.
Yeah, but your mum's gonna say that because mum doesn't think.
That's how it starts.
gotta
When
be
it
your-
is that you are a small
It's gotta be your life.
boy
How
or
do
a
you-
small girl,
Why do you
it's
think
important
this?
for the parents to basically tell you you are beautiful, right? You're beautiful because you have beautiful black skin. You're beautiful because you got beautiful black hair. You're beautiful because you got beautiful brown eyes.
And then I got told
Look
this
at
my
the
whole
countenance
life.
of your face.
And then I got
Christ
told this.
radiates through you.
And I got told this my whole life, and then now I'm an adult and I'm running around, I'm swanning around. I don't get no compliments, and I ain't got no gal. And now I'm confused
doesn't matter.
because you've been calling me beautiful my whole life.
Don't find your fullness in other people and
Nah.
other people's opinions.
I'm
Don't
just saying,
find that.
I'm not out here to judge myself. You know what I'm trying to say? And if you ain't got receipts, then it don't matter. You know what I'm trying to say? So if you like,
That's no
if
where
you
my
was asked me
capital
if I
comes
think
from.
I'm- if
That's
you-
no where my capital comes
if
from.
you ask me if you think
I
I'm
don't care about
decent
that currency.
looking-
I don't care about that currency.
if you ask me if I think I'm decent looking, I would say yes, and not because of.
It's
just
because other people told you that.
Yeah, how else would I know?
Men and man and women don't lie. You always see it all the time. Man lie and girl are wicked or something like that.
Man is dog, gal are wicked. Yeah, but how else would I know? How else would I know?
The thing is, as if you're saying beauty is subjective, does that mean that if it is you're surrounded by people who don't appreciate your bloody aesthetic and they tell you you're ugly, does it make it ugly? No, it doesn't.
No, because I might not be somebody's type. So someone you don't have to be into me. There's but ugly is extreme.
The thing is, we don't
Even
need to be
someone
arguing
who-
this. We don't need to be arguing this
No, I
because
know, but some-
I
even
have a
so-
particular position. I know what you're saying and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we don't need to be
It's cool, but even someone who's not into me, yeah, there's plenty of people that's watching that I'm not their type, yeah. I think if you was just to go and fix your mouth to call me ugly, yeah, you're just being, you're just being,
disingenuous, yeah?
yeah, you're being disingenuous.
You're a hater.
Yeah, you're being disingenuous. And you're being rude for
my
no apparent reason. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Oh, Margs.
So
Margs,
anyway.
Margs. All right. Cool. Next and last. Can women be incels? And do incels exist in the LGBTQ plus community? Can you think of any examples? I only have... do I have any gay friends? Do I have any lesbian friends? Do I have any trans friends?
What's the incel again?
Involuntary celibate. But so essentially,
Yeah, but how would you?
hate
Yeah, but
women.
so what's that look like from someone in the L?
Flip that over. You kind of hate. I don't know. Because I think incels are just for men, right?
That's what I thought. I'm trying to work out. I've got what would a lesbian woman have to do to be considered an incel?
Be a
What
feminist,
kind of stuff?
Radical feminist.
Be a feminist.
A radical feminist, maybe. Because they hate men, innit?
So she has to.
As in the flip side of incel, right? They have their little forums and communities. They get together and they
Yeah, but if she hates men, she's not making herself involuntary celibate because she don't deal with men anyway. She can still get gal. So whatever she's doing would have to be towards the gal. She would have to
she
hate.
still gets gal. Are you talking about a lesbian?
Yeah.
Or when I said radical feminist, I didn't just mean lesbian.
No, but he said within the LGBTQ community.
Okay, but there are different letters there also. It's not just lesbians and gays, homosexuals.
Okay.
There's trans, there's non-binary, there's all sorts, isn't it?
Non-binary is not part of LGBTQ, is it?
See
That's
what?
just a pronoun. That's just, you don't, there's that. If you're non-binary.
Let me see if non-binary qualifies. I thought it did, you know.
It's a
Is
teaching moment. We're going to learn something new today.
non-binary part of LGBTQIA? Yes, non-binary are included in the community.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Oh, why don't they have an N in there or a B? Well, they have a B, but the B is for bisexual, isn't it?
Mm.
Anywho, we've learned a lot today. I don't know the answer.
I
to
don't know
that
the
question.
answer to that. You have to ask somebody within the community to give you an example. Maybe we can do a callback to it during Pride Month. I'm guessing
Femcel.
femcel.
Apparently, it's a thing.
Go
Let me
on,
just-
what's a
let me just
femcel?
type this in. Define femcel. All right, this. Okay, Yes. A woman who identifies as being frustrated by a lack of opportunities to have sexual opportunities to have sexual relationships. So it's a thing.
Say that again, sorry, read that one more time.
A woman who identifies as being frustrated by a lack of opportunities to have sexual relationships.
She's frustrated by the lack of opportunity to have sexual relationships. Okay. This one's above me, Brent. You can take it away.
No, I've finished. I told this person who keeps on writing these stupid dilemmas to stop doing it. I'm only doing it because you're hearing it. This is a one-off. But let's get into the reaction, please.
Welcome to the reaction, people, where I read out your sports headlines. I haven't even gone down that far. Have we got headlines to read, or should we just talk about stuff?
Just
Brent?
talk about stuff, man. It's been a while. So, at the beginning of the season,
Season's over.
beginning of the season, you asked me what I expect, and does he need to win a trophy, and would it be a failure? I think during the season, you were asking these questions in Sanex. I'm not sure if it is that you heard my take on like this season when it finished, or just before it finished on Arteta. All right. So, one, do you see this season as a failure for Arsenal?
Yeah.
Should they have won a trophy this season?
I believe they should have won the league.
The league, because of the fall off of Man City, right?
And just obviously, it's been 3 years in a row. You've been second now. You've been arguably one of the best teams in the country for the past 3 years. Obviously, yeah, you was going head to head with Man City, and then Man City dropped off. You lot should have picked up that thing. Obviously, I know you're going to say that why we always discounted Liverpool. Klopp's team were there, and Klopp's team was good, and he's got Klopp's team. But Slots had to come into the league, and it was his first season. There was supposed to be some type of transition period or adjustment to the league, which he clearly didn't need. And I just think you lot should have been in, from what you lot was doing the 2 previous seasons, you should have been in prime position to capitalise on that, and you let Liverpool win it, and it's just annoying because why are Liverpool winning the league? But whatever, you get me. You had one job, you just didn't want to do it. So I just think that should be that's definitely like a disappointment on Arteta's Champions League. He had a good run at it. I think he was bested by a better team, so there's nothing wrong with it. You could be proud of yourself of what you done in the Champions League. When you get to like a semi-final, quarter-final, semi, was it?
Semi, isn't it?
Semi-final. Got to the semi-finals of the Champions League. It's a great achievement. That was good. And obviously you've had a lot going against you this season with injuries and stuff, but everybody gets injuries. Don't want to hear about PGM or whatever it's called either, because decisions go against everybody. So those excuses are kind of weak to me. And I just think you should have been the ones to capitalise on City's demise. Genuinely as well. That's what I just honestly believe.
What happened to Aston Villa on the last day? Do you think that was fair?
What, that we beat them?
No, just before you put 2 past them.
What, when the guy kicked the ball out of the goalie's hands?
Yeah.
Well, obviously with replays and stuff and hindsight, everybody's got 20/20 vision with hindsight. In real time, he because he touched the ball with both hands, so he grabbed it, but he might not have had it under full control, like we were saying. But the ref's got to watch that in real time. So he's touched the ball with both hands, and then my man's kicked the ball out of his hands. That's what the ref's seen, and the ref's blown the whistle. And once the whistle's blown, there's nothing for VAR to review. So it was unfortunate, but refs make mistakes all the time. But that's the game. It balances itself out over time. So I wouldn't say it was unfair. Like, yeah, it was fair. That's the rules of the game. The ref saw what he saw. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to sit down there with the replays, like I said, but the ref wasn't even afforded that. Because if he was allowed to go and do that, or VAR was allowed to review it, maybe they would have came to a different decision.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the game. This is the rules that we play under.
Yep.
So that's it. That's it.
All right.
In my opinion.
Do you think that Arteta should have been fired this season?
Nah. Like I said, you had a lot of injuries. You need you need more firepower. You need more goals. Some of the I keep finding about. I can't.
That's alright. That's alright.
But yeah, some of the incoming, some of your players, some of your there's a word I'm looking for and I can't find it, but it's not been good. You need some firepower, so you need to give him a chance to have a better go at it. I think so. I think it's only fair. The job that he's done over the last 5 years has been good, so let's see what that looks like. You know what I'm trying to say? Give him a striker, give him another winger. That's probably all you actually need. Actually, your defense is good. If Party goes, he can get another midfielder. But I think you just give him some forwards, and let's see what that looks like. And then if he can't get it done with that, then I think you should just say, you know what? Because I do feel like he's your Brendan Rodgers, innit? Done a stellar job, excellent job. But I feel like he's led you as far as he can go. That's what I think.
So, in saying that he's led us as far as we can go, then you think if we want to go further, we need to replace him?
Yeah, I'm of the mindset of that. But I still think it's fair. Fair is fair. He's done a good job. He's earned the chance to prove himself.
So
you
we
get what I
should
say?
replace him.
Give him some firepower.
All right. So give him the thing that everybody can see that he was missing.
And if he don't get it
done,
and
you're saying that it was missing because if we had it, what do you think would have happened? Based on your reasoning, I didn't put any words in your mouth.
Only John knows.
When you say give him another chance, is it because you think if he gets what we obviously need, something else is going to happen other than second place?
We don't know what had to say.
No, I'm using your words. The logic that you have led us down this particular path with, right? It suggests as though if he just gets these things, it's going to then take us over that ridge.
No. I didn't say if you give him a striker, you're going to win the league. I haven't said that. I don't.
So what are you saying then?
I'm saying
because we've been second for 3 seasons. What are you saying?
Yeah, but you've also not invested enough in the front line and some of the players and stuff that you've bought. Like there's still I just feel like he could be better equipped to take that season on, and you should give him the opportunity to see what happens. I'm not saying once you better equip him, he's gonna win the league. I'm just saying.
Oh boy!
I'm saying just give him a good shot at it, innit? You've been screaming for a striker for enough long. When you got Gabriel and you was screaming about your striker, I told you that's not it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like he's not gonna do what this situation here ain't what you think it is. I explained that to you. You didn't listen. So he does deserve a chance to be in a situation that is what you think it is. Like he does need to give him a good striker and see. I'm not saying it means he's gonna win the league, but give him the chance, because after that, there's no more excuses. You've given him every tool he needs to succeed, and if he still don't succeed, then you say, you know what, let's move on.
Based on what you've just said, he hasn't been in a position where he's had all the resources needed, but yet last season he was supposed to win the league. This season he was supposed to win the league. Where's this expectation coming from? Based on your reasoning, where's this expectation coming from?
From the expectations that you set for yourself. You can't be top of the league for 97% of the season and then ask, man, why have you got the expectation to win it?
What's happening right here, people. I hope you all are observing what is happening right here. All right, let's move on to Man United.
Actually, you say, why should I have the expectation after you have been second?
Let's move on to Man United. Let's move on to Man United. How are you feeling about this season? Nearly relegated.
I think that's a trick. We weren't nearly relegated. We was never close to being relegated.
That's because the bottom 3 teams were just terrible.
Then just makes me right. We were never close to being relegated. We was always going to be in the league. Terrible season, worst season I've ever seen.
Under Ten Hag, could you ever be in
under any manager? Huh?
Could you ever be where you were under Ten Hag?
Probably. Ten Hag's terrible, man.
He's terrible now.
Well, he was good when he was good, and then he went bad. Remember, I sat here and told you that I was supporting Ten Hag. I was here for him. The day he told me he's never going to be able to play football at Ajax and he's never going to be able to recreate what he done with Ajax with Manchester United, I didn't understand the reason for him being here.
Question.
I told you
So
like that.
he was able to win a trophy
Yeah,
within his tenure, right?
yeah,
And then you fired him. Yes?
yeah.
So you're saying that we need to win a trophy next year?
That'll be 6 years.
Yeah?
Ten Hag won 2 trophies in 2 years.
Yeah. So you're saying we need to win a trophy next year, yes?
You're not a League Cup, though. You need to win the league.
All right. So it's the Premier League that we need to win.
I think so. Your expectations are different.
So it's not an FA Cup that we need to win. It's not a League Cup that we need to win. It's
Well,
not the Champions League we need to win. It's the Premier League we need to win.
Now, if you won the Champions League, no one can't say no to you. Actually, of course, you go again. That's it. Big drip if you win the Champions League.
If
One of the premier competitions.
If Ten Hag won the Champions League and y'all ended 17th, would you fire him?
Mm-mm.
If you got relegated and you won the Champions League, would you fire him?
Yeah.
Why is that a different thing altogether?
I don't know why we should getting relegated, man. How are we gonna be in Championship and play in Europe as well? That's tough. That's crazy. Ten Hag wasn't good. Ten Hag was good that first season. I think he was decent, and in my mind,
do you see why it is the United and Spurs game was so inconsequential to me, based on what I've just asked you?
Nah, as an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't have wanted Spurs to win that game.
I never said that I wanted anybody to win the game. I said it's inconsequential to me.
Yeah, but obviously because you don't have that relationship with Spurs fans, like maybe you're just not in North London or whatever. But I feel like the fan base should be able to, like, that should matter. They're rivals, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? They finished
at the bottom of the table.
They just paraded a bus through North London.
Do you know who y'all played throughout that particular competition to get to where you were?
Yeah.
Not teams in the Champions League.
Well, Bilbao's in the Champions League, or they're going to make it there. No.
What did you just say just now?
What?
Bilbao was in the Champions League?
No, they should be. Let me see where they finished. They're like 4th in La Liga.
My friend, I'm talking about the competition that you just went through, right? Yeah. Was it Champions League teams that just fill out the Champions League and came into the European League like it normally is?
They don't drop.
All right,
no more.
so it's completely different.
Yeah, but you're talking about the level and the quality of teams.
Thank you.
They are.
So why am I fussing about this particular?
If Bilbao finished 4th, that's a Champions League level team.
Anyway, young man. United.
What
What are they going to do to basically change the culture in Old Trafford?
Amorim changing the culture, man.
Yeah, you still Amorim in?
Of course.
Is he one of the best team managers in the Premier League?
No, he's the 15th best manager in the Premier League.
But if he won, you'd have said that he had a better season than Arsenal, isn't it?
No, I just would have been gassing about
the trophy.
Yeah, about winning a trophy and playing in the Champions League.
So you don't see it as Spurs having a better season than Arsenal?
No, it ain't as Spurs a better season than Arsenal. But no, remember, I don't support neither teams. I don't believe no Arsenal fan can style on them. You can't take away what's happened. They've won a trophy and they're playing in Champions League next year. So if I'm a Tottenham fan talking to an Arsenal fan, you can't say nothing to me. Nothing. Yeah, we're 17th. Yeah, I know we're 17th. And guess what? We're going to see you in Champions League next season and we won a trophy. Go and win something, big man. You can't style on me if I was a Spurs fan. No Arsenal fan could style on me. But I don't believe Spurs have had a better season than Arsenal. No, of course they haven't. But it is what it is. So the season's done now.
Where would the styling go? If it is you've just said in the same sentence, they haven't had a better season, where would the styling come from? Where would the motivation for the styling even come from? That's what I said.
If I put myself in Spurs fans' frame of mind, I'm gonna tell you lot that you ain't got no trophies in Europe. All big teams have European pedigree.
So Spurs a big team?
I'm telling you what. If I was a Spurs fan, do you think
Spurs a big team?
Am I a Spurs fan right now?
No, I'm asking you as a subjective.
No, I need to get in the mood.
Objective fan.
I need to get in the mood. What
you're just telling me in order to basically talk dreams of grandeur, I need to basically embody a Spurs fan.
Well,
right?
I need to be fair. The point that I'm trying to make is not about me. How I'm saying this. You know what I'm trying to say? That it's not about me. I'm trying to say is that as a Spurs fan and Arsenal fan arguing against each other,
I'm not
You
arguing
sitting
no
down
Spurs
there, yeah, see, and that's what I say, because you're belittling them. But then
fan. Who's belittling them?
you're saying you're not arguing no
I
Spurs fan.
celebrated Stark.
I don't think man can take away, don't diminish Spurs, Tottenham's achievements. That's what I'm saying. And I just think a Spurs fan's got the right to chat shit to an Arsenal fan.
They could only beat what's in front of them. And what's in front of them is Tutu. All the way through to the final.
They won it, man.
They beat you in the final.
There you go. They had one shot, not even on target.
Oh,
just
why are you belittling
one
them?
shot.
Why are you belittling them now?
No, they won.
I want Ange
Congrats.
Postecoglou to stay. I want him to stay. Do you understand? So I want them to basically, yeah, you brought us this, that, and next. We reward you with another year.
It looks like he's gonna go, but I think they should have won with another year.
They
man.
should.
Just humor him, man.
They
that was a
should.
big. I didn't even know there was that many.
That could
Spurs
push them on
fans.
to bigger things.
I didn't even know there was
They
that
could
many
finish
Spurs fans.
6th next season.
North London was white. I ain't seen an open top bus drive through North London in a while, and it was Ange who made that happen.
You saw it when you won the FA Cup.
That was a while. It was 5 years ago, and that was with Emre's team.
It wasn't 5 years ago.
The FA Cup.
No, it wasn't 5 years ago.
4?
Yeah. Speak properly. I mean, you know, obviously, don't just add a year. A year is 365 days, bro.
2020.
But to be honest, we don't even see the FA Cup, winning the FA Cup as a thing because it's collecting.
You don't see nothing as a thing.
It's
You
just
don't win
collecting at this point. You get me?
Oh yeah, because you're the
Precisely.
you one bury them and all
Do you
that.
understand?
Yeah, no.
Look, I champion Star Crow. Well done. I hope it is that you reward Ange Postecoglou with another year. In fact, give him a 5-year contract. Give it to him.
Boy.
But as a United fan, do you think anything is going to change? Obviously, you got, I think, Cunha. He's decent. He's very good.
Cunha, and if we get Cunha and then Bremo,
Ooh, I want Mbemo.
and Bremo, that would be good because then I could just see what they're going for. Obviously, they're doing on this Prem proven thing, and we just need
Black it
pace.
up.
We need pace and power, and we need runners.
Yeah.
And we just need to, that whole, you know what it is? It's the same players. Obviously, they change every now and then, but it's the same players, it's the same core, it's the same problem that's been happening for years. You know what I'm trying to say? And I'm glad they're not going to let these players run out another manager. Because if we sack Amrin like before the season starts or whatever, even like we're just screwed. You know what I'm trying to say? In my mind, we've had nearly every archetype of gaffer since he's gone. Prem proven on the come up. David Moyes, he weren't good enough, couldn't get it done. 4-3-3 Dutch tactical master legend, LBG. He even won a cup, sacked him. Players, style of football, got him out of there. One of the greatest gaffers of all time, Jose Mourinho, finished second, won the Europa League, player power, all that thing. They got him out of there. We've had Ollie, club legend, and I was stand by this. Ollie done so good at United. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, people just easy to chat shit because Ollie or whatever. Ollie done so dope at United, done a proper good job. Players, Dan Tools, got him out of there. Rangnick, whoever he is, German man, supposedly the father of the Gen Press, another technician with a good reputation, got him out of there. Ten Hag, young, up-and-coming manager, playing exhilarating football in Ajax, dominating the league, yeah. So you go young, up-and-coming manager, they got him out of there. You get me? There's not, like, if this don't work with Ruben Amorim, we're screwed. Might be another 20 before we do anything, because I just don't know where you go. You know what I'm trying to say? I just think they need to let him do what he does and just let him purge that team and burn it down. When you look like, man, like Lindelof's been there 9 years and all that, like 10 years and all this kind of stuff, like still got like the Luke Shaws and all that, and players that we was adamant weren't good enough are still there. You look at the starting lineup from going into the finals, and how many men play for their countries, like start for their countries? Bruno. All right. Where else? Maybe Mazraoui, and they play him out of position for Hakimi. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's not even like first choice, not even like second string man. Like, this ain't good enough. This ain't quality of man. And then like we've been so bad that we cling on to players and feel like that's trophies and stuff. So then we get young players that are half decent, and then we prop them up and move like they're the best in the world, and we cling on to that because we're not winning nothing and we're not good. But then we can say, oh, we got Garnacho, oh, we got Maino. It's like what you don't do with Saka and that. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, obviously Saka's good, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like, it's like these are the things that you are clinging on to because we ain't got nothing. And really and truly, these man ain't done nothing. These man ain't world beaters. Like, man's going up in arms. How can we sell Garnacho? How not if we get money from him? Why not? What's this you done? What's he doing? Like. I don't get it. Like, so the club's just been in disarray. The players have been bad. You know what I'm trying to say? Recruitment needs to be better. The mindset needs to change. The culture needs to change, and you need to empower and embolden someone and give them the means and the time to get that done. And I honestly believe Amarin's the man for the job, man. I like Amarin, man. I watched United play live a good few times this season, man. There's something there, man. They create chances, the XG's there, there's just the talent's just not there. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, the talent's just not there. Again, you go back to that starting lineup. How many people in that team would I need in that team? Like 3 maybe? Apart from that, all of them can go. I'll keep Bruno, I'll keep Lenny Yoro, I think he's a dope talent, and Ahmad, rude boy. The rest of them could all go. Like, all of them. All of them could go. You get what I'm trying to say? So what are we doing here? We already know the team's not good enough. Didn't know it was going to be this bad. To be honest, he should be able to get more from these players than what he's got. You get what I'm trying to say? And that's just being fair. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like to just say, I know you're going to throw it all on the players. He does have to take some accountability. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I see my man say, like, Sam Allardyce probably could have got in there and got more out of them players like that. But he's not. There's certain things he's just not prepared to do. You know what I'm trying to say? He's assessed the team. He's assessed what's going on. He knows what's going on. He sees what he needs. He knows what's wrong. He knows how to get it right. That's his own words as well. The last day he told you, I told you a storm was coming. Now I'm telling you the good days are coming. They're going to let him purge the place. Done it at Sporting. Got rid of like 17 man that season. It's going to be harder at United because of all the big contracts that they're on and all that kind of stuff. But let him purge the place, man. Let him burn the place down and then we start again. Because it's even better moving forward, because even if it don't work for him, we still need a fresh start. You bringing in all these managers with the same shit that's there, it needs to go. You know what I'm trying to say? So give him the power to burn it down to the ground and rebuild it, and then we can start looking at our future. You get me? I'm cool with Amarin. I'm not gonna lie. I like Amarin. I went to like I said, I've watched United play a few times. Done good in the big games against big teams. See the City game, see the Arsenal game. We've done all right. I was at Bilbao. We got to Europe. We got to the final. Didn't do enough. We was the better team. If you told me before that game that Spurs was going to have one shot in the whole goal and we was going to have 20-something and 60-something% possession, and like, they'll be lucky to get away with a win. Like, but again, it was bad football. All this stuff that these men are doing, not hitting the target or playing a ball too many yards in front or too many yards behind or whatever. These ain't things that the gaffer's telling these men to go and do. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you throw it up to the striker and you can't make the ball stick. Can't play no one in. Man ain't got no legs. No one can't run. Man moving like they got sense. These are not the things that the gaffer's telling them to do. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm pretty sure he's not telling them to do these things. You know what I'm trying to say? So you just need to bring in people that can implement the things that you want, and I think we'll be all right. I can't remember any manager going into a season under more pressure than Ruben, though. He's going into the season with more pressure than Ten Hag, because Ten Hag just got a new contract. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, all right, cool. Things going to have to get really bad to get him out of there, because they're going to have to pay him out and whatnot. So even though he was under pressure, but this one, hopefully he gets a friendly fixture list, because it could be like game one, like first game of the season. If it looks anything like what it looked last season, oh, the cries are going to be loud. This is pressure that he's under, like, different. But pressure makes diamonds also, you get me? I like him, man. I like him. And again, I'm not with the whole get rid of manager and then do what? Where did you want to go? And then you just start throwing all these dumb names around that. With these players, nothing ain't going to change, man. Something's got to change. You get me? Let's just burn it down, purge it, give him the license to do what he needs to do, get rid of all these monkeys, and and then we go again. I think it'll be better. Plus, we finished 15th. It's going to be so much easier to improve on this season. You know what I'm trying to say? Playing one game a week might be challenging for the league.
Yeah.
Why? Conte took Chelsea from 10th to first, one game a week.
All right.
You get what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying it's potential. It's possible. We should be up there, especially if we get our signings. Imagine, even just like, say Cunha and Bomo and the Lap as a front three, yeah, that's better than anything we've had in years, bro. Like years and years and years and years and years. Like, there's goals there, you get me? Even in them 210, just Cunha and Bremo for me is just exciting. Just that, you get me? There's goals there, there's technical ability, there's pace, there's power. Them man, they know the league. If we can get that over the line, it'll be a good start, and I'll be happy, and I'll look forward to seeing what's going on. You get me? I don't know, man. The fans fuck with Ruben, man. We like Ruben for whatever reason. There's no rhyme or reason behind it, because obviously the league's been terrible. But I don't know what it is, man. But I'm here. I support him. You know me, I always support my managers anyway. You know what I'm trying to say? But this ain't even like me just pretending in public, and then in behind closed doors I'm saying, oh yeah, he's shit, I hate him. I actually like him, man. I think he's a good gaffer. I like the way he conducts himself in the media. I like the way he moves with these players. He seems like he's just not on no foolishness. You get me? And it's cool, man. I saw it from the first couple games in the season that a lot of these players that we was championing last year and we pretended or thought was decent weren't going to make it, weren't going to cut in this system. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if I said it on here or not, but like players that we was excited about our future, like, and saying that they're decent, Maino, Garnacho, Rashford, like Dalot, that were decent in a bad season, that I think players, from the first couple of games, I was like, these men ain't going to work here. Not under my man, not unless something changes. You know what I'm trying to say? We had players like Martinez that people chat shit about, and then man are saying, oh yeah, put him in the back three, that's when he's supposed to thrive. And he went into the back three and just looked like absolute dog shit. It's like, rah. You get me? There was a lot that weren't really going to work. I never think it was going to be this bad, and there's not really no excuses for 15th. That's crazy. But it was nearly so different, man. We would have got Champions League, extra 200 million different, and then I would have been in here gassing. Yeah. Not saying that I would have been able to say that we had a better season than you lot, but I would have been gassing. That's why I have the theory that I have about Spurs fans, because I would have been able to tell you that we won something, and I would have been telling you that we're playing in the elite European competition next year. Shut up. And I'm pissed that I can't say that. It is what it is. Let's draw that line in the sand. Let's move on, man.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to next season because I think a lot of acquisitions are going to be made by different teams in the transfer window that I should care about, as in the top six. And I want the...
Liverpool are trying to do Frimpong, Kirkes and Verts. It's like they're trying to win the league again.
Can you imagine? Beautiful.
Like, what?
Beautiful.
That is mad.
Amazing.
I was not of the mindset that Liverpool are going to go again. Like, I wouldn't, like, I don't know why. Obviously, I say whatever I say. I think however I feel.
Yeah.
I don't really need much.
I love it.
Reasoning behind it. But
I want them.
They won the league. They done great. Cool. I was not of the mindset that Liverpool are going to win the league again next season. Or
why?
Just before the signings, because...
Well, good. That's why
because Arsenal should be... Arsenal going to make signings and things. They should pick up and actually fucking get something done. Pep's not happy about this season. Wait, he's going to go crazy.
Wait. I'm really confused. So... You don't think that Liverpool would just do it again, right?
No, I didn't before these signings.
Wait.
Add Kirkes, Frimpong and Verts.
Let's take this slowly.
Then now we're talking different.
Before they made those, prospective acquisitions, right? You didn't think they would win again, right? Who did you think would win next season without anybody making any acquisitions?
Without anybody making any...
Yeah.
Someone's going to have to make acquisitions.
Listen carefully of what you just said.
I just didn't know what type of signings they're going to make.
Listen carefully what you just said.
Okay, cool. I would have thought, yeah. Obviously, I'm not saying we're not acquisitions. With acquisitions, in my mindset, I would have thought that we would just go back to regular programming.
So City.
And it'll be either City or Arsenal, isn't it?
All right. Why are you expecting Arsenal to win the Premier League?
Why are you not?
Let's. I don't want to get into this.
Because I always tell you so. It's mad. It's mad that you don't have no ambition.
If there's tradition of also nearly runs, right? You're nearly there, but you can't make it, and you've been saying this. And this is you, Arsenal fans. Please listen to the decrepit, poisonous animal that sits there and causes trouble, right? Even though he's seen 3 times it's not working. Even though he wants to let us believe Arteta doesn't have enough to take us over the line. That's what he also... Wait. That's what he also puts out. He's still expecting next year for Arsenal to be winning the Premier League. Where's it coming from?
You lot shit the bed. Remember, you dropped games against... I know you injuries, whatever. You dropped them points you dropped. Was that at home to West Ham and all that? Like you lot should have... One of these last 3 leagues, yeah, you lot should have won one of them, Brent.
Why?
Because why not?
No. That means nothing. What you just said are just words.
Because you was in pole position and it was in your hands.
Is it because you believe Arteta could basically win the Premier League?
Well, until he gets it done...
So you don't expect him to win the Premier League?
It's not.
So where's the expectation of him winning the Premier League?
Okay, cool. You asking me that is mad because I'm just going to remember it because I don't understand as football fans, why do you not have that expectation? If you don't have that expectation, especially in the position that you've been in the last 3 years, yeah, then go and get someone who can do it because you should have that expectation to win the league, Brent. Like, you should. How can you say no? Because that means you're comfortable just being second forever. And this is crazy.
Let's go back to the Liverpool comment you made.
No, but I'm saying I don't understand.
You said you weren't expecting Liverpool. You weren't expecting Liverpool to win again, right?
You've already said.
And then I said, what? Who do you expect? He said it's going to go back to normal programming. It's going to be City or Arsenal. So there's an expectation whilst Arteta is at the helm for Arsenal to win the Premier League. That's you. That's your words.
Okay, yeah, this should be.
But in the same breath, you're saying that Arteta doesn't have enough to take us over the line.
It's not. Look, listen, Brent.
Make it make sense.
You finished second.
And that's how this decrepit, this gerbil, this troll gets under your skins. And because y'all are not aware of his nastiness and his wickedness and his ways, you turn on other Arsenal fans like me and call me an Arteta sexual.
There's other Arsenal fans who have ambition, who have that expectation. And I don't understand why you don't.
I call this year a failure.
Huh?
I call this year a failure.
You should, because you've regressed.
I called it a failure because during the summer window and winter window, the winter window was so unforgivable. They didn't do anything. Do you understand? So it's a failure, absolute failure. And like I keep telling everybody that I speak to about this, he deserves a chance. He definitely deserves a chance to redeem his image, because I do believe he's coming out and presenting a good face for the club, and he's saving their blushes. And because he speaks the way he speaks, and he looks at the reporters with contempt, and he doesn't like to be questioned, just like Arsene Wenger. Just like Arsene Wenger. We hate him. Well, not me, mind you.
Some of his stuff that I know he's trying to build a siege mentality, but some of the stuff he comes out and says after the games is crazy.
Give me an example.
We was the better team. We should have won.
You just said that y'all should have won the European Cup.
Huh?
You just said that you were a better team. Spurs shouldn't have won. That's what you said.
Oh, that's factual. It was a horrible game of football, but we created the most chances. We had the most possessions. We were better. Depends on what piece of shit you want. Piece of shit one or piece of shit two. But we was a piece of shit with the glitter on it. They had one shot the whole game, like the whole time. And look at the shot it was scrappy. We weren't even sure if it was an own goal or not or whatever. We was the one that was in the ascendancy the whole game. We controlled the football. We played the better football. We made the better chances. But we got nothing to show for it. That's fine, but that's true. You lot come out after PSG and talking about we was the best team over the 2 legs, and you're not buying that. Like, I get he's trying to create a siege mentality and he's trying to thing and all that, but some of the stuff he says is nonsense, man. You get me? And he's moaning, what do you think about Resident? Oh, I don't compare teams. I don't compare teams. What are you talking about? You've been comparing teams all week. Been doing points comparisons with teams all week. But then now you get a question you don't like. You don't compare teams. I'm just saying, he does stuff in press conferences and interviews that. But I kind of do get it. I get the mindset. I get what he's trying to build. You get what I'm trying to say?
Nice. I want Liverpool to bolster. All right, because I actually watch football for different reasons. I actually want to see a competition. I actually want to see good football, continuing the growth of the Premier League product. I actually want this to happen. So I want to see Wits in the flipping Premier League, 100%. And in saying that, I am still confident that we will do what we need to do in the summer, right? And when we do, and we have them bad boys up front. Beating Liverpool, even though they've got Wits, Frimpong, beating them would be even more sweeter.
It's just,
and these are our rivals now. It's not United. So
it's never been United.
This is a new season. Definitely was.
It wasn't. You won 2 Prems in that time.
Anyway.
Okay, cool. But what I'm trying to say,
bygone years, sir. Bygone years. It's now a Liverpool and Arsenal thing.
Well, you say that, but in my mind, yeah, Chelsea always spend money. Maresca got the young boys together, got them Champions League. That was good. Eddie Howe, obviously, it's only 1 game a week, but he got Newcastle Champions League. I think Newcastle's like the archetype of players that they got, like the setup that they got. Newcastle got a dope team. You get me? Perfect for the Prem. Pace, power, right amount of technical ability. They could play football. They could go dirty. They could do what you want. I think Newcastle are a proper team.
Yeah.
Like a proper team. I've been telling you that from day. Yeah. Liverpool, they've done well. Slot's done amazing.
Yes.
And then they're gonna add quality to that.
Yes.
They're gonna go again.
Yes.
Pep's gonna be on a revenge tour.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So then you got that.
Yes.
And it's just gonna always, even with Uzot's firepower that you clearly need,
second.
You'll get it, and it's still a harder job this time around.
Yes.
Like this window here, these 3 years.
Yes.
This is why I had the expectation. Why I'm saying Uzot should have won the league. This is Uzot's best chance.
That's nice. That's nice for you to say that. I don't think like that. You see how you're saying that, because you've been saying that every single year. You've been saying, but other teams are going to basically bolster. But yet, we finished second again, right? And then this year, obviously, unforgivable. Slap on the wrist, slap on your face, kicking your back. 100%, the board and Arteta they need to hold corn for that, because what you did in the winter window was crazy, absolutely mental. But let's see what happens during the summer. If what needs to happen doesn't happen, anything that comes Arteta's way, hold that.
So if you get Sesko, do you win the league?
We can't just get Sesko, but I would say yes. I move brazy like this. I'm confident. Well, because even this season, look where we finished and we had no team. So yes, I'm confident. If we get Sesko, we win the league. I'm saying that because I expect that. I got no problem expecting that. Do you understand? And I'm seeing what we were missing. So I'm thinking, all right, cool. Get him in, and we're cooking. What is it cooking? I'm not just cooking for second place. We're cooking all across the competitions as well. All across. Get a squad in play, right? Cooking all across the competitions. You have enough experience now under your belt. When it is that when PSG came to us, the 20 minutes were, they popped us. Pam, 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 pam. Right? But what happened in the game? All right, cool. Even though we don't have our team, cool. We came back. Second leg.
It wasn't just 20 minutes.
Second leg. Anyway, you were there. You have a different opinion on me watching the game at home. Cool, that's fine. It happens sometimes. You get hysteria whilst it is that you're in the crowd and you hear people singing songs. You hear the drums and you get carried away. I understand that. That's fine. That's not here today. But I'm confident if it is that we do what we need to do in the summer. I'm not going to shy away from that. I would be on here saying, if we don't win, you need to get slapped up. I will be as brave as saying that, yes, because I'm expecting to basically go that one. Because we now have the players that we need.
So you've gone there. You've gone there. I'm glad you've gone there. So you're saying it on record. This is Arteta's last season. If you don't win, if this is Arteta's last season, he has to do something.
That's not what I'm saying.
What?
That's not what I said.
You said he has to get slapped up.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean remove him. I said hold any corner that you get.
What do you mean? So just what?
100%.
Go again.
100%. Remember, I've been defending him.
So just like reprimanded, just like a smack on the wrist. So right now, okay.
But man, if they get rid of Arteta, I will support any manager that comes in afterwards. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm also an Arteta fan whilst he's at the helm. Do you understand? I'm going to be very bullish next season. Even though Liverpool's on the bolster, and I want them to bolster. Even though Newcastle is going to bolster, even though Chelsea's going to bolster, even though Man City is going to bolster, I want them to bolster, because when you are seeing these particular teams that you rate so highly getting more players in, and we still turn up and turn them over, I'm going to be here saying, my friend, this is the year. I'm going out on a ledge. I don't mind that. These are my expectations, especially if we get these particular players. If we don't, these won't be my expectations. It can't be. It can't be, because we're going in again very, very stupid. Very, very stupid.
And okay, cool. And just lastly, you want Sesko over Gyökeres?
I don't mind. I hate being offense. So that's not an offense, mind you. It is in a way. So I like attributes for both of them, right? I even see Sesko as, you know how I saw Isaac early? Like, he has all of the ingredients to basically make pop. So I would prefer Sesko.
Okay.
Or Sheshko, however you pronounce his name. If we get Gyökeres, I'm thinking, we're trying to basically like maim people today. Do you understand? It's the intent that it will ginger me. And I know he will get goals. Do you understand? So I'm not going to be angry if we get Gyökeres. If we get Isak, again, I'm a happy camper. Happy camper, because goals will go in. And goals in an individual capacity. Do you understand? Not just, ball work, and then you bang in. No, you can basically take the ball yourself and bang it in without any help. Do you understand?
Serious. That goes a long way.
We need more of those players.
Goals win games.
Yeah. It would be nice to get Rodrigo.
Oh, you want Rodrigo as well?
It would be
yeah?
nice.
He's good.
I want to see the type of aspirations and intent that the board basically look to flex, because I think they're going to do something silly, as in something crazy. I think they've tasted what could have been with the Champions League, and they're like, I like this, I want more. So I think they're going to basically give him what he needs. If they don't, the expectation is not going to be as spirited as this sounds. It just can't be. It makes no sense.
It's a big season, man. It's a big season. I think I'm just more excited the fact that we're not in Europe. We're playing one game a week. We've been trash. It was one of the worst teams in the league. Only people
It's
worse
only
than
up
us.
from here.
Only people worse than us got relegated. There's no expectations. Everybody says the manager's crap. So we could just quietly.
Wow, you have a free throw.
Yeah, we could just quietly.
This is what you have been whittled down to.
Well, yeah, because we need to rebuild, innit? So we can quietly just go about our business and rebuild.
Big Man United, you know.
Yeah, but you need.
Just operating in silence.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need to operate in silence.
You've never experienced this before, though.
No.
Wow, but you're embracing it fully.
Yeah, no, it's cool. No pressure.
Of course it is. It has to be. You got the choice. You got options in front of you. It's cool. Of course it is. It has to be.
When you're talking about top of the table, when you're talking about top of the table, we're not involved in it.
Are you a big team anymore?
We're still a big team. We've had 5 finals in 5 years.
So it's still the historic thing.
We're the biggest team in the country.
Okay, all right.
That is not up for debate or argument.
Okay.
We're still one of the biggest teams in the world. Only Real Madrid are bigger than us.
Yeah.
In the world of football.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like it. You know what I'm trying to say? You don't have to like that. That's not up for debate.
Yeah, keep holding on to that.
What else am I gonna hold on to? I support the biggest club in the world, or one of them. Like,
Alright.
what are we talking about?
Alright.
But again, like I said, there's no pressure. We're not involved. We're not in the run-ins. We're not in Europe. We're not doing
There's
that.
no pressure. Can you imagine a big Margs saying there's no pressure on Man United? But
No,
yet
there's
earlier
pressure-
on,
there's
you
pressure-
said
there's pressure
that
on the gaffer.
Amarin has the most pressure on him.
That's him. That's for him to keep his job. But
So
I'm
you mean there's no
saying,
pressure on the fans, you mean?
just on the football
Nah,
club. because-
you're getting corn. You're getting corn. Sorry.
Okay, fine, but we get, like I said, we get to
Because
rebuild.
it's not as if it is that you're like doing things quietly. You're still talking. You're still running your mouth.
We get to clear out
You're like still
Deadwood.
running
How
your
are we
mouth.
running our mouth? What can we run our
You
mouth
have
about?
been running your mouth.
About
You
what?
have not been in the title chase for a while, but you're still talking.
That's
In the
because-
darkness, in those quiet increments of the room corners, you have been talking.
That's because even in our dark times we still win. In our worst period of the club of history,
15th,
we still win
because
trophies.
it reflects you winning.
I'm just saying.
Trophies. It's that thing again, isn't it? That if it is that you finish 17th, but you win a trophy, you've had a great season.
It's not a great season. I'm just saying. I don't understand that you don't have ambition. Winning means something.
No, you just said we don't have ambition, but you just said there's no expectations on us. The biggest club in the world.
No, but obviously we can go and get an FA Cup or a League Cup. It's like we've done that. I think we should think that we've already done that. What I'm trying to say is I've experienced, not winning, not in the league, obviously not challenging for the league and Champions League and all that kind of stuff. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about what competition is about. You know what I'm trying to say? So you are more in the new gen and Gen Z and all that, and you get medals for taking part. You are happy with taking part and being like, I'm from, if you don't bring the medal home, you ain't eating no dinner tonight. You know what I'm trying to say? So it means something to us that we win. When I go to those finals, which I've attended and watched my team lift it, I got pictures in my phone I can show you. They mean something to me. And even in our darkest days, we win stuff. Since it's been terrible, since Sir Alex left, I told you, we've got, apart from the elite competition.
Do you
but
miss
we're
not being in Champions League?
Yeah, but apart
Do you
from...
miss not competing for the Premier League?
Nah, it's too much pressure. Too much stress, I mean, sorry.
Wow.
What I'm trying to say is...
Where's your ambition, bro?
It's just the elite trophies
Where's the
evade
ambition,
us. 1 second. The elite trophies evade us because we're not an elite team. We haven't been an elite team. Even that team that Sir Alex won it with wasn't good. That's why no one else couldn't do it with. Like, it wasn't the best in the world.
Even when
But what I'm trying to say is
Sir Alex was at the
our
helm,
last trophy, our
even
last
when
winning,
Sir Alex was at the helm, your team wasn't elite?
our last winning team wasn't great like that. It was Van
Oh, you won
Persie
the
come and
last
won
one.
us. The last
Okay,
one.
cool.
That's the last time we won. Was Sir Alex won and left.
Yeah,
That
that's
last
what I mean.
team
Yeah.
wasn't great like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
trying
leaps
to say?
and bounds above this one, right?
So what I'm trying to say is,
Leaps and bounds above this one, right?
yeah, definitely. What I'm trying to say is, the elite competitions evade us. Premier League, Champions League, they evade us because we're not an elite team. But in that time since Sir Alex gone, I've won Europa League, multiple FA Cups, League Cups, just got to another Europa League final. So what I'm trying to say is winning is ingrained in us. That's why we have that ambition, that expectation of our team that even when things
But there's
are
no
bad.
expectation this year.
What, next season?
Yes.
No, because we need to burn it all down.
So it's not in your.
What are you talking about?
It's not in your. It's not ingrained in your because regardless of your flipping position, right? Regardless of the elements around you, you should still have that ingrained in you.
No, because we're not worrying about all that. We need to burn. We need to burn and destroy.
I don't know what that means. When you say you burn everything down,
and then
you're
rebuild,
saying
so the phoenix
what are
can
you expecting
rise
next
out
year?
of the ashes. Huh?
Because when the phoenix comes out, it's stronger than when it's in the ashes. so when you're saying you're rising, what are you expecting next year?
We're not
if
expecting
not to
nothing.
rise.
What I expect next year is to clear out, hopefully, as many men off these books as possible, and to just build a team with a whole different makeup.
In the summer.
No, it's not. Obviously, it's not going to happen in one summer. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's going to need a few windows, but I just want to see.
So it's phase one now.
I want to see steps towards that.
Phase one now. Yeah?
Why? What phase are you in? What phase? What phase are you in? That is crazy. What phase are you in?
How's it crazy? All right. Man United in phase one. Let's get into the wrap up, please. I need to go to Shoreditch. Paul, thank you very much for tuning in today. I was surprised as much as you all with big boy Margs coming through. Thank you very much, Margs, coming through. Like I told y'all, don't get used to this. There is a little more disruption left, a few more weeks, and then you will have the team back. You will have the team back, and everybody will be firing at all cylinders. Don't worry about that. There's so much to announce to you guys. But thank you very much for coming through, Margs. You've been a pleasure. Yes.
I need to talk to these. I'm going to talk to Esther.
I'm
going to talk to Eman. I need to find out what day we're going to be in because I need to see them. I want to see them.
Yeah, but otherwise, everything going well in your life. Obviously, I know you're obviously busy building this annex. You want to let them know if everything is going as it should be.
Things are looking up. You get me? Things are looking up. I had a few issues with like venues and stuff. That's why my events haven't been as grandiose as I would have wanted because I had issues getting events. I mean, getting venues, police and licensing been trying to stop me from doing certain things. So I was had to just go away and work on that.
Did right? All right, cool.
To go away and work on that and work on a plan so I can bring it to the masses.
Come on.
You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm slowly but surely, I'm getting there. I'm taking a break from the tournament. The tournament's going well. We've had the 4 group stages. We've got the last 8 quarterfinalists. Going to start the quarterfinals up again in July. I'm moving into Ministry of Sound.
Come on.
You get me? So I've got to have a big venue back.
Come on.
Because they can't stop me.
I
told you they can't stop me, Brent.
They can't stop progress like this.
They ain't going to stop me.
Is that what this guy says? It's inevitable.
It's inevitable, Thanos. You get me? So yeah, I've just been trying to make the moves, trying to also always make sure my next move is my best move. So I've been working on that. You get me? And I've got a few things on the horizon.
Should they be excited, Margs?
They should be extremely excited. I don't like getting excited before things get done. You get me? But I've got something I've been working on. And it's been looking good. It's looking up. So hopefully I can come in there and announce that.
Come on.
Soon.
Come on.
You get me?
Come on.
And then,
right then.
Well.
Mirad, please contact me. And yeah, I will update you on that. You don't have to basically put it in the chat. The school are asking. You got my number, bro. All right. Thank you very much. And we'll be here tomorrow and later.
Peace out, man.